to fit in that lamp. Ah, man, I can drink. Now. Who summoned me? Who was it? What is this? Womennovator Global Summit? 1000 Women of Asia Awards 2021. 2021. 10,000 years in the lamp. Only to come out amidst the pandemic. Great. Could my timing have been any better? I think your host is coming. Let me get out the way. But before I do, I have something for you. So fasten your seat belt, brace for the impact. खड़ा जिसकी बुनियाद पे है, जिसके दूध से तेरे बाजुओं में जोर है, सीखा उसी से बोलना तूने जो कर रहा है शोर है। आज मैं महान, मैं पुरुष और मैं प्रधान। आदमी से हुआ तू आदमखोर है। मर्दाना समस्याओं के इलाज से रंगी ये शहर की दीवारें, और शहर कहता कि औरत कमजोर है। इस शहर कहता कि औरत कमजोर है। जन्म पर भी काले बादल मौत के, हर तरफ छाई घटा घनघोर है। बेटी होगी खर्चा होगा, इशारा तेरा है उसके कत्ल की ओर है। पर वो माँ लड़ रही जमाने से, ना डर रही डराने से, ना दब रही दबाने से। रहा तेरा नहीं अब उस पर कोई जोर है, और ये शहर कहता कि औरत कमजोर है। इस शहर कहता कि औरत कमजोर है। मन में काला तेरे और अंधेरों से वो डरे, नीयत में खोट तेरे और पर्दों में वो रहे। रिवाजों के रचयिता तुम, बेड़ियों में वो रहे। जूती की नोक पर रखो तुम, पर प्यार तुमसे वो करे। मसला अगर उसकी मर्यादा पर आया है, तेरी तो औकात ही क्या, तू इंसान है। चरित्र पे कभी उंगली उठी तो श्री राम को भी ठुकराया है। उस युग ने भी औरत को कमजोर बताया है। अपनी कुछ जरूरतों के लिए रोंद रहा तू उसे, माना कि है मासूम पर सब पता उसे। तेरी हर जीत का कारण हर हार में हिस्सा रही है। सब छोड़ गए तुझे बारी बारी, वो हर बार खड़ी है। अगर सोच रहा उसको कमजोरी, तो कमजोर नहीं तेरी सोच है। कभी यशोदा सी व्याकुलता, तो कभी काली का क्रोध है। लड़ती वो मौत से देने को अंश तेरा, और उसके नाम के पीछे तेरी मोहर। अरे तूने तो महज कल्पना की थी चांद की, कल्पना के कदम चांद की ओर। और ये शहर कहता कि औरत कमजोर है, शहर कहता कि औरत कमजोर है।
The man who moves the mountain starts by carrying away small stones. Good evening, everyone. I am Keshvi, your host for the evening, and I'm honored to welcome you all to the Womennovator Global Summit 2021 1000 Women of Asia Awards. I hope that you're safe and healthy and as excited and thrilled as we are for the event. And today I bring to you Women in Technology. Womennovator is world's largest platform that connects aspiring women to policy decision makers. The initiative aims to create and sustain a favorable working environment for women leaders and entrepreneurs. It started in 2014 and 2021 marks the 7th year of its existence. So, to celebrate the 7th year of existence, the event is spread over 7 days in 7 themes, 7 keynote speakers, 7 special guests, and 7 women in profession. You must be wondering, what's with number 7? 7 in Indian culture and scripture have great significance. We have 7 sacred rivers in India, the 7 musical notes in Indian music, 7 colors in rainbow, and also 7 primary chakras in human body that goes along with our spine. From Joan of Arc to Oprah, history is full with unstoppable women, unstoppably strong women. As an unstoppable collective force, women gained the right to vote. They made uncountable major scientific breakthroughs and also raised their generation. So what we need is just a reminder of how strong and powerful women can be. On that note, I would like to call upon such a brave and powerful woman. Please welcome the founder of Womennovator, Tripti Singhal Somani.
Hello everyone and welcome to Womennovator Global Summit 2021 on 18 to 24. This 7-day journey, we will try to do our best to make it as interesting as possible, and I'm sure you all will enjoy. Womennovator. It's been a journey. How we started, why we started. Today, the whole concept of Womennovator, which is women and innovation, bringing it together, was the whole idea how we can push our women who are innovating, whether at home or at business. Womennovator is based on or has been inspired by a very beautiful concept of Bhagavad Gita on oneness. We all believe and read, but oneness is where we say, जहाँ पे हम ये बिलीव करते हैं, जो हमारी भागवत गीता में कहा गया है कि कृष्णा कहते हैं कि मैं सब में, हर इंसान में, हर चीज में आपका नजरिया होना चाहिए। आज हमारी ऑडियंस और हमारे लोग, हमारी महिलाएं हर जगह कोई ऐसे को ढूंढना चाहती हैं, फिजिकली प्रेजेंट, जो उनको एक जरिया दे सके आगे बढ़ने का। और वुमेनोवेटर इसीलिए ही इस बात से इन्फ्लुएंस होकर हमारे लीडर्स को सल्यूट करता है, क्योंकि वो जरिया बने जिससे लोग हम तक अपनी चैलेंजेस, अपनी जो भी उनके कंसर्न्स हैं, हम तक पहुंचने लगे होंगे। इस तरह से हमारे लीडर्स हर छोटे छोटे शहरों में, हर सेक्टर में, डिफरेंट कंट्रीज से जुड़कर आज हमारे साथ 1000 मेन एंड वुमेन हम लोग ऑनर करेंगे, जिसमें हमारी जूरी भी जुड़ी, जो कि ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने टाइम निकाला अपने बिजी शेड्यूल से उन वुमेन की बात सुनने का। 1 मिनट हमारी वुमेन फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सिटीज एंड सेक्टर आके बोली और वो पेशेंटली उस बात को सुने। तो मैं थैंक यू करती हूँ हमारे सारी जूरी मेंबर, जो आज हम उनको अप्रिशिएट करेंगे अवार्ड के थ्रू फॉर द टाइम, बिकॉज टाइम इज एसेंस। हम काफी बार अपना पल्लू झाड़ लेते हैं ये कहकर कि हम पैसा दे रहे हैं, पर क्या आज पैसा आपको आगे तक सिखा सकता है, एक स्किल सेट डेवलप कर सकता है? तो जरूरी है कि हम पैसा दें, लेकिन साथ में ये स्किल सेट जो हम सिखा सकते हैं वो ट्रांसफर करें, टाइम लगाएं लोगों को वो स्किल सेट दिलाने में, जिससे वो खुद कमा सके। With this, I would say कि Womennovator, a virtual incubator for women. ये virtual word हमने अब all of a sudden Zoom और डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में सुन लिया कोविड की वजह से, लेकिन ये वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड हमारे साथ जुड़ा 2018 में, क्योंकि आज हमें ये पता है हमारी महिलाएं बहुत काम कर रही हैं, मल्टीटास्किंग कर रही हैं, टाइम का लिमिटेशन है। अगर उनके कोई चैलेंजेस होते हैं, अगर कंसर्न होते हैं, वो आपके इंक्यूबेटर फिजिकल जगह पे आना मुश्किल है, चैलेंजेस हैं, टाइम नहीं निकाल पाते। इसलिए हम वर्चुअली आपसे कैसे जुड़े, इसलिए ये है वर्चुअल इंक्यूबेटर फॉर वुमेन, जो कि आपके लिए 24/7 थ्रू हमारे मेंटर्स, हमारी जूरी, हमारे लीडर्स के थ्रू पॉसिबल हो पाया कि आज आप सबके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और इस जर्नी को पूरा करेंगे विद दीज appreciations award, congratulating everyone here, every partner, जहाँ हम गए, छोटे शहरों में, नासिक में, हम अमरोहा, अलीगढ़, जहाँ हम लोग गए, वहाँ पे हमारे पार्टनर्स ने हमें सपोर्ट किया, होस्ट पार्टनर बन के, फोटोग्राफी पार्टनर बन के, कभी हमारे साथ जुड़ के वॉलंटियर्स बन के। तो I salute them also today. With this 7 days, you will not forget, I will make sure, and the only mission which we have now, which we started, a goal which we started from a networking event support system for women to a virtual incubator in 2018 with 100 women creating Asia Books of Record, to 1000 which we are closing and starting today with you all, कि मिशन एक ही है, मेन और वुमेन मिलकर वुमेन कैसे रियल जीडीपी कंट्रीब्यूटर बने, वो मिशन को हम कैसे अचीव करें, और विद दैट आई वुड से दैट वी विल डू इट। आधी आबादी जो हमारी है, वो मिशन ऑफ रियल contribution, जो आज notional हमारा cost है, the notional cost of our women who are working hard, I would like to push everyone जो आज हमें सुन रहे हैं, everyone who is listening to us have to contribute to the real GDP. 2 hours in a day if you are a homemaker. There's so many opportunities, so many things which you can do sitting back home. We all know. So good luck, and I'm sure you will enjoy every bit of it with us starting from today on 18th October. Welcoming again and saluting everyone who are with us for so many years and are listening to us for the first time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tripti, for your encouraging and wise words. These 7 days will stay with us for a long time and they will be memorable.
Good evening. It's a privilege and an honor to bring to you the amazing work being done by Womennovator and recognize the 1,000 women who have made this possible. Womennovator, in its 7th year, is the first virtual incubation platform for women. After the 7-year-long journey, it's time for reflection. But how did we get here? The whole idea started by identifying individuals and institutions who had the desire and the potential to work in the women empowerment ecosystem. To crowdsource women's rights visionaries and equality advocates of all age groups and all genders to bring about a societal change. We call these change makers the influencers. These are people who dare to question the existing status quo. These are people who are working at the grassroots level to uplift the faceless women. These are people who are here to bring a gender-just society. The influencers is a group of iconic men and women from different domains, sectors, geographies, and cultures. These men and women represent either a city or a sector. These men bring women faces to our network. They identify women in the local areas and the sectors and bring it into our network through a flagship program called WE Pitch. What is We Pitch? We Pitch, as the name suggests, are women empowerment pitching competitions. Our influencers not only bring these women into our network, but they also train them and they place them on a podium, a physical or a virtual podium. These applicants are called women faces. Faces as in females aspiring to create equitable spaces. These faces are made to pitch their ideas and businesses in front of the jury. The distinguished panels of the jury is also brought about by the influencer from the respective domain or sector. The jury members nominate these women faces and also offer them mentoring opportunities. 6 of them make it to the finish line after every WE pitch. These are women professionals, social activists, and entrepreneurs from micro, small, and medium enterprises. And of course, there is a viewer's choice award, the one which gets the maximum YouTube likes. These winners will experience the big shift. They are the chosen ones who will now get incubated in our flagship program called the Virtual Incubation Program. They will go through a 10-week transformation journey. Social activists, professionals, and women entrepreneurs will go through these changes and experience the big shift in their professional and personal lives. The cohort is an interesting mix of women from 100 cities and 90 sectors. There's so much to learn from peers and experts. This journey helps them determine which idea pairs with their passion and expertise and maps with the market opportunities. They get to choose themselves and build their dreams. These empowered women shall build empowered nations. Today we have 200 influencers who are working from 100 cities and 90 different domains, supported by 5,000 men and women on a single platform. We call this the WE platform, the Women Empowerment Platform. And we are fortunate to have 200 partners, without which all this would have not been possible. Womennovator is celebrating 100 women on honoring and recognizing men and women who have abetted our journey and made this possible. We have come a long way, but we have miles to go. So stay with us for the next 7 days, because alone we can do so much, but together we can do much more. Together we all grow more. Thank you.
महिलाओं के संपूर्ण सशक्तिकरण में आर्थिक स्वतंत्रता बहुत अहम भूमिका निभाती है। आज के इस हाईली कॉम्पिटिटिव बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट में महिलाओं की आर्थिक स्वतंत्रता को लेकर उन्हें खुद ही आगे आना होगा। उनके अपने बिजनेस आइडियाज को एक उचित प्लेटफॉर्म मिल सके, इसी कड़ी में वे पिच कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया गया। महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण के लिए बेहद जरूरी है आर्थिक स्वतंत्रता। आज के दौर में जहां महिलाएं सशक्त होकर उद्यमिता के क्षेत्र में भी अपने नाम का लोहा मनवा रही हैं, वहां अन्य महिलाओं को भी आगे बढ़ने के लिए प्रोत्साहित करता है वुमेनोवेटर। दिल्ली में स्टडी बाय जनक के द्वारा डेवलपमेंट कमिश्नर MSME के सहयोग से वुमेनोवेटर ने हाल ही में वे पिच का आयोजन किया। इस आयोजन में उद्यमी महिलाओं ने बढ़ चढ़ कर भाग लिया और अपने बिजनेस आइडियाज को वहां मौजूद लोगों के साथ साझा किया।
Judge the event we pitch, जहां से दिल्ली के women are here to present their 1-minute elevator pitch, wherein they will speak about the problem area they are addressing in their entrepreneur, in their social service, in their venture that they are working on, and what have they done so far about it. And we are going to evaluate them on the basis of the issue they are addressing or the business venture they are working on, and what kind of work they have already done, and what kind of need do they have, what kind of assistance are they looking for from the platform.
Womennovator, a virtual incubation for women, एक ऐसी शुरुआत है जो हमने 2014 में की थी, पर इसको एक सही मानने 2018 में जब हमने 120 फीमेल जो 26 स्टेट से आके अपने बारे में बताया, सो हमारी जो कोशिश है वर्चुअल इंक्यूबेशन में, वुमेनोवेटर में, वो यही है कि हम एक एक्शन अवार्ड के बाद, रिकग्निशन के बाद भी वुमेन को दें। वो कुछ भी हो सकता है, वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में उनको हेल्प करना, या उनको एक मेंटर लेकर आना, राइट मेंटर उनको सपोर्ट करे, या एक ब्रांड एम्बेसडर उनके लिए आगे खड़ा हो। ये ऑब्जेक्टिव को लेते हुए हमने उस शुरुआत को और कोशिश को हमने और जैसे इम्पोर्टेंस दिया। लास्ट टाइम जब हमारी वुमेन विनर्स जो थे उनको ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाने का मौका मिला, कुछ लोगों को इंटरनेशनल प्रोग्राम्स में पार्टिसिपेट करने को मौका मिला, उनके बारे में हमने स्टोरीज एक मैनेजमेंट प्लानर के थ्रू हमने स्टैब्लिश करके उनको सपोर्ट किया।
जितना मैंने देखा कि जब मैंने ज्वाइन किया था, मेरा सिर्फ एक ही लक्ष्य था, दैट टू हेल्प पीपल एंड गिव बैक टू सोसाइटी व्हाट आई हैव रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम इट। बट एज नाउ द वे द नेटवर्किंग हैज ग्रोन, इट इज अमेजिंग टू सी कि इसमें कितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं कि सारी वुमेन इकट्ठे होकर एक दूसरे की हेल्प कर सकती हैं। वी कैन ग्रो टुगेदर because essence of any country's growth is the women, and the stronger we all become together, better our nation is going to be. So it's a beautiful initiative.
जो women entrepreneurs हैं बहुत ही कम है सोसाइटी में, और there are still men who are majorly occupying all the C-level positions. तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा उनको वो देना चाहिए, उत्साह देना चाहिए और मोटिवेशन देना चाहिए, ताकि वो एनकरेज हो सके और ज़्यादा वुमेन पढ़ सके, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड हो सके। बिकॉज सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट अभी एक बहुत ही डिस्टेंट ड्रीम है। अभी एम्प्लॉयमेंट ही नहीं पॉसिबल है कि ज़्यादातर जो महिलाएं हैं एम्प्लॉयड हो सकती हैं। सो आई थिंक ऐसे इवेंट्स होना ज़रूरी है।
I have been a jury member here at the Womennovators initiative, and it is timely and required and very well needed initiative, because women traditionally has been always having more difficulties in establishing themselves in the professional field, and as more and more women are joining not only in the workforce but as a part of entrepreneurial professional as well as the social activism.
मैं इस वुमेनेटर इनिशिएटिव के साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। मैं मुंबई में भी मैंने इनका इवेंट अटेंड किया था, आज दिल्ली में अटेंड किया है। इट्स एन अमेजिंग कॉन्सेप्ट, और जो प्रोत्साहन यहाँ वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर को मिल रहा है, और आज जो मैंने पिचेस देखे, दे वर माइंड ब्लोइंग, अमेजिंग, एंड आई सी कि जो इंडिया में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इकोसिस्टम है उसको जो वुमेनोवेटर सपोर्ट कर रहा है, दैट्स अमेजिंग।
अरे पेशेंट साहब कौन सा वायर लगाऊं? कोई भी लगा दे यार। ये वाला लगा दूं? हाँ लगा दे।
डॉक्टर साहब ने घर में ऐसी वैसी वायर लगवाई, हुआ शॉर्ट सर्किट और गीजर की शामत आई। ठंडे ठंडे पानी से रूह कपकपाई और कांपते हाथों को दिया नहीं दिखाई।
लो अम्मा।
क्या की क्या चीज हाथ आई,
निकल गया।
गलत दांत
हैं? हाँ। तो
तो सही निकालते हैं।
पहले की फीस तो ले लो। इस बार खुद डॉक्टर साहब की ही चीख निकल आई। तो जनाब आम वायर टेंशन लेते नहीं देते हैं।
कैसा है?
तो आप लगवाइए वायर स्पेशलिस्ट KEI वायर्स, जो है 15 क्वालिटी टेस्ट अप्रूव्ड KEI वायर्स।
हर टेंशन सहे चलती रहे।
I believe to be a champion, you have to see the bigger picture. It's not always about winning or losing. It's about every day's hard work and thriving on a challenge. It's about embracing the pain that you feel at the end of the race and not being afraid. I think people think too hard and be afraid of a certain challenge. But that's not true in the case of our winners, of the winners of 1000 Women of Asia Award. Their dedication, passion and hard work speaks volume about their zeal to win. With that being said, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome and to recognize the 1000 Women of Asia Award winners. So our first winner is Abha Pimpurikar, the founder of Subhojam.
Hi, this is Dr. Abha Pimpurikar, founder of Subhojam and beneficiary of Womennovator's incubation program. Womennovator is a social platform initiated by Tripti. It is a platform for women activists, professionals and entrepreneurs. It has various programs like We Pitch, We Fund, We Mentors, We Vendor Meet. It also offers an e-commerce platform, Womenwork. Having a support system is like having a safety net below you all the time, and Womennovator offers you such strong support system. It is a great social initiative. Thank you.
The second winner is Dipali Sonje, the founder of Nisarg Industries.
Namaste, myself Mrs. Dipali Pankaj Sonje, founder of Nisarg Industries. We are the manufacturer of eco-friendly cotton sanitary pads, which are available in single-use as well as in reusable form. We use an Ayurvedic contents in all our products. Our all products are clinically tested, and our company is certified with ISO 9001 and 14001. Since 2017, we reached up to 300 plus women over the India, and many more are satisfied with us, and many more will be in the future. So visit us at www.nisargaindustries.com. I am happy to share that I have selected for Asia 1000 Women Face Award. So thank you Nisarga's users, Trupti ji and whole team of Womennovator for giving me such an opportunity for serving you and Mother Earth in this way. Thanks once again.
Moving on, the next winner is Rakshita Dwivedi, the founder of Recipe Dabba.
Hi, this is Rakshita Dwivedi and I'm founder of Recipe Dabba, a platform which empowers kids with healthy food choices. And I've been part of Womennovator incubation program, and I'm thankful to the entire team led by Trupti, which helps women like us, who run small businesses in terms of helping them understand the small nitty-gritties of businesses. The entire journey of the incubation program has been very insightful. As a business owner, as a solopreneur, I learned so many things around the business which otherwise probably I would have missed. We got a very interesting as well as experienced mentorship as well during the program, and I hope this program goes to places and a lot of women can actually benefit from this program. Thank you so much the team Womennovator for bringing such a thoughtful and well structured program.
Next is Seema Khandale, the founder of Akshay Social Group.
I would really love to thank the team Womennovator for giving me such a pleasure, and I would like to firstly thank to the influencer because of whom I could see this honor behind my name, and thank you.
Next winner is Prachi Khandelwal, the founder of Brain Food.
Hi, I'm Prachi Khandelwal, founder of Brain Foods. Would like to thank
Womennovator team, and most importantly, the founder of Womennovator, Mrs. Tripti ma'am, for giving me this amazing platform which gave me wings to fly. Womennovator gave me guidance and support in each and every stage of my startup with the help of best mentors.
Next winner is Komal Sanas, the co-founder of Medi Asha Technology Private Limited, Pune.
Hello everyone, I am Komal Sanas from Pune, Maharashtra, co-founder of Medi Asha Technologies Private Limited. Medi Asha is a healthcare startup focusing on development of novel medical devices with a high impact on society. Asha is a Sanskrit word which stands for hope. This highlights our dream to create hopes for healthy life through innovation. Our flagship product, Fractoid, is a simple yet impactful product to support the fractured limb in just 5 minutes in the golden hour. It promotes better and faster healing and prevents any limb-threatening injuries which may cause lifelong disability. I'd like to extend my gratitude to the entire team of Womennovator for creating such a wonderful community to support the women and entrepreneurs. And the sessions led by experts gave us a better understanding of entrepreneurship aspects and a new perspective to consider. Thank you, Womennovator team, for this amazing opportunity.
Next, we have Sushmita Kanneri, the founder of TechPose.
Womennovator brought us closer to good network. During the course of the program, they stood by and supported to tackle the issues being faced in our rapid prototyping. They have also helped us connect with the rightful prospects concerned with our product. This accelerated the process of onboarding various socially impactful ideators on our platform.
Moving on to our next winner is Sunita Ashok Patil, the owner of Fulva.
नमस्कार, मैं सुनीता पाटिल पुणे महाराष्ट्र से फुलवा प्रोडक्ट की ओनर। आज मैं वुमेनोवेटर टीम को धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। लॉकडाउन के पीरियड में घर बैठे ऑनलाइन बिजनेस कैसे किया जाता है और बिजनेस को कैसे बढ़ाया जाता है, इस सभी की ट्रेनिंग उन्होंने मुझे जूम मीटिंग द्वारा दी थी। इसलिए आज मैं दिल से उन्हें धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। थैंक यू।
The next winner is Parvinder Kaur, the director at Aero PC Network Private Limited.
Hello everyone, my name is Parvinder Kaur. I am director of Aero PC Network. We are IT integrators. We serve Pan India. It was always my dream to be capable of helping others in career and personal growth. Womennovator, an initiative of Mrs. Tripti Sumani, is such a great platform which helps mainly businesswomen to flourish and grow beyond boundaries. At my role, my job is to network with like-minded people and grow local economy by providing business education, training and mentoring with help of industry experts. Womennovator is the association of entrepreneurs, professional leaders and social activists. Our flagship programs are We Pitch, We Mark, We Sell and We Fund. Our mission is to foster entrepreneurship through networking, incubation, funding and mentoring. This is our way to give back to the society to ensure that it gets better for women.
And our last winner for the set is Dr. Hina Malahat Khan, the doctor owner of Hina's Organic Skin and Hair Products.
I'm Dr. Hina Malahat Khan. I'm a skin and hair specialist and I have a factory wherein I make organic skin and hair products and treat my patients with the same. I have my clinic in Andheri, Mumbai. Well, I'm very grateful to Womennovator because they've accepted me as their prestigious member. I've just started off with them. So as of now, I've not reaped any benefits from them, but I'm sure in the near future, they'll help me out with my profession, with my patient's bank and of course with a lot of things. So I'm just waiting for that. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much and I congratulate all these incubative winners for the 1000 Women of Asia Awards. Well, at the end of the day, I have interesting questions for all of you from today's event. And stay tuned to win the exciting giveaways that we have for all the right answers. Well, with that being said, let's move on. Well, for a long time, there has been a struggle to attract women into the field of technology, science, engineering, and maths. And while our collective efforts have helped to increase the percentage of women, especially in the leadership roles, a recent study concluded that the gender gap in comparison with 1984 by today is even worse. And to make the situation even worse, we got hit by a global pandemic, resulting in working women juggling up with their career, taking care of their children, and learning. And to understand better if we are really closing up this gender gap, we have something lined up for you.
So, everyone, I hope you're excited as we are. It has taken a lot of our hard work by our team and our leaders and our stakeholders who've given their valuable time for this cause of 1000 Women of Asia Awards and our global leaders. I cannot even imagine this is happening, but thank you all for being there with us. With this, we start our conversation today with a fireside on, are we really closing the gender gap in tech? Are we? What is the challenge today? Why girls in tech, women in tech is something trending in the market, on the Google, on the net? We have with us Dr. Ashutosh Sharma, Ex-Secretary at Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Welcome, sir, in conversation with Professor Ram Gopal Rao, Director IIT Delhi, and my moderator for today, Dr. Divya Rajput, India Lead, Texas, Global University of Texas, Austin. Welcome, and I hope you will enjoy this conversation for today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this amazing fireside chat with Ashutosh Sharma sir and Professor Ram Gopal Rao. I am Dr. Divya Rajput, the anchor for the moderator for this session. And I would like to actually begin with a small talk on how is, the status of women participation changing as of today. So to begin with, we have, touched 26.3% of gross enrollment ratio in higher education. However, our ratio of female participation in labor workforce is still, just 0.33%, right? And there are only 8.9% firms where we have women in top management positions. And as of 2019, just 29% companies, or I would say just 29 companies actually were on the Fortune India 500 list had women in executive roles. So, and it has been actually figured out that technology, intervention, and financial know-how are the key areas where women need to take up leadership roles, especially as startups to create scalable ventures. I would like to invite Ashutosh sir, who is our former secretary of the Government of India of the Department of Science and Technology, an alumnus of IIT Kanpur, Pennsylvania State University. He's the founding coordinator of Nanosciences Center and Advanced Imaging Center at IIT Kanpur, a recipient of 2008 TWAS Prize, Infosys Prize 2010, and the HK Firotia Award 2017, and many more. Sir, over to you. I would like to know from you, what has been the DST's gender response to this crisis?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rajput. I think for us to understand this problem of gender imbalance in STEM areas, we must note, we must understand that this is not a single issue or problem. What I mean by that is that there are different challenges and different solutions in the different stages of career, starting from school education to higher education, to career progression, to leadership. So that is one aspect. The second aspect is that this is also, that there are women in certain areas are well represented. We know, for example, in medicine. But even there, we know that this is not very uniformly distributed. For example, you have far fewer surgeons as compared to in general medicine, for example. Similarly, even though you pointed out that there are 28 point some percentage women in higher education now, they are very unevenly distributed. For example, in the areas of hardcore technology, even artificial intelligence, some of the IT sectors, in theoretical sciences, in mathematical sciences, there are very few. And in the top colleges, because you want to produce leadership. So you want to do that, then certainly we need far more women in underrepresented areas in the top colleges. Recently, I was speaking in a university in chemistry majors, and I was very happy to see that there is about, chemistry in that university is about 80% women. So the imbalance, in fact, goes in the opposite direction. So it seems to me that some of the areas are considered comfortable for women, others are not. Now, why is it important? This is important because you need different interventions for different things. And as I pointed out, you need to have a pipeline going, but at the same time, you don't want this pipeline to be leaky later. So something happens in getting women into top colleges in engineering, for example, and afterwards there are different sectors and they have different challenges. So it may be R&D sector, it may be education, it may be corporate sector, it may be industry, PSUs, what have you. So all I want to emphasize is not a single solution, not a generic solution to all these problems. And we would not have good solutions unless we recognize the problem of this beast. So now you pointed out that, okay, what are the interventions? Let us start, for example, from high school, because this where the pipeline starts for the top colleges. What are the requirements there? Requirements are that we need to have good training. Whole lot of women, girls are not going to coaching classes. They are not getting into this quota syndrome, what have you. They may also have financial aspects. And most importantly, they have cultural aspects, the confidence, because their teachers, their parents, their neighbors, everybody is telling them that they would be comfortable in biological sciences or chemistry or something, right? This is not true. So we have to bring in a holistic solution package, which goes from building up, role models, cultural aspects, confidence, training, financial needs. And so a new program which was launched is called Vigyan Jyoti. Vigyan Jyoti is enrolling about 50,000 top performing girls from all the high schools starting 9th standard. And so there are science camps in every district. And I haven't any doubt that this being a holistic program would be very successful in pushing a very large number of girls, allowing them a level playing field. Look, this is not about reservation. I want to make that very clear. Because even if you were to get somebody in there, if they're not performing, they're not rise to leadership positions. So it is about creating a level playing field. And so this is Vigyan Jyoti. Now the second intervention is during, of course, during PhD, there are programs and so on, fellowships. But beyond that, we know that because of family reasons, relocation, what have you, a whole lot of women actually drop out of their jobs at some point, and then it becomes so much harder to get back. So this is another kind of intervention that you need. So this is what is called the WAS A and B programs of DST. WAS A basically allows a women scientist to continue her research for a couple of years or longer until you get back to regular job. So that there is no hole in one CV. It's not like it gets very hard to get back after you drop out altogether. The WAS C program is very special. It trains women with science background in IP management. And in fact, fully about 10% IP managers of the country today, they come through this program. Not only do they work for these law firms, but they also start their own businesses for IP management. So these are very, very compelling programs. We need more of these, and this is to be done by identifying a very particular need, not as a generic need, a generic need, because of course we know that there is underrepresentation of women, but there is not a single solution that fits all, and I can give you very many more examples of that. But meanwhile, we can hear from Professor Ram Gopal Rao.
Right. Thank you so much, Ashutosh sir. And I would fully endorse, the importance of merit. So when you said that, even if we take them there, so it's not about reservations and it's about merit. And, the stronger the pipeline is, the better, outcome is going to be. So coming to Professor Ram Gopal Rao, sir, Professor Rao is currently the director IIT Delhi. And before joining IIT Delhi as the director in April 2016, he served as a P.K. Kelkar Chair Professor for Nanotechnology in the Department of Electrical Engineering and as the Chief Investigator for the Center of Excellence in Nanoelectronics project at IIT Bombay. Sir, what is the gender response at IIT Delhi?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So I think things are changing now, changing for the better, I would say. Just in the last 5 years, if you see the journey of IITs, in fact, about 4 years ago, we had done a study at the national level. We just looked at the percentage of girls in our undergraduate programs, the BTech programs, and we found that it varies anywhere from 5 to 7%. That was all the percentage of girls in our undergraduate programs. And we also did a study how many girls are clearing the JEE exam and not seeking admission in IITs. I mean, they could have got admission in IITs because they have got a decent rank in the JEE, but opted for some other college, because it is nearby their hometown, or parents did not allow them to go to a faraway place and all of that. And that percentage was 12%. What it basically meant was 12% of girls, who could have come to IITs have not joined IIT simply because of the patriarchal reasons. The parents do not want the child to go out of their home, want to study in a nearby college, then go to a faraway IIT and all that. So I think we said we need to now come up with some policy intervention. We cannot lose 12% of students, who could have otherwise come to IITs, and the percentage, if all of them had joined IITs, would have been 20%. In our undergraduate programs, we would have had 20% girls if every girl who could have got admission, sought admission and came to IIT. So it was that bad. And what we did at that time was we created these supernumerary quotas. So what we said was, in the nearby IITs or in all IITs, we will create in a gradual kind of supernumerary quotas, so that we can create more seats for girls. And that way a girl doesn't need to go to a faraway IIT, can seek admission in IIT which is near to the hometown, because almost every large state in the country today has an IIT. So once we did that, and once we have been doing it, now in IITs we have about 17% girls in the undergraduate programs. So from somewhere like 5 to 7%, we have come to 17% now. In fact, this year we will have that 20% magic figure. And all that we are doing is, we are not saying we are doing any reservations or anything. We have just created some additional seats in all IITs for girls who anyway would have got admission in one or the other IITs kind of thing. I think these are the policy interventions that are required at all levels. And we also did a study at IIT Delhi. Last 15-year data at IIT Delhi of all the girls and boys who have already been part of the system. We noticed that girls on an average outperform boys by 1 full grade point average. Now, once they enter IITs, they outperform boys by 1 CGPA point, which is actually pretty huge. If average for boys is 7 CGPA, for girls it is 8 CGPA kind of a thing. So we realized that I think these are the interventions that are required at all levels, based on data, based on the societal kind of issues that girls often face. So that was one intervention which has done wonders for girls in the undergraduate among the undergraduate population in IITs. At IIT Delhi today, I am very happy that every fourth student is a girl student, every fourth student. And in our PhD programs, every third student is a girl student. And in some departments, like what Professor Ashutosh Sharma mentioned, in chemistry kind of areas, over 50% of students are girls. I think, that change has happened now. And even among faculty, I just looked at the last 5-year data of faculty recruitments at IIT Delhi. We don't have any reservations. We have nothing. We are just, that way gender neutral. And 18% of women have been, have become faculty at IIT Delhi in just the last 5 years, based on their merit alone. I think, these numbers look still on the lower side, because ideally we should be 50%. But compare it with just 10 years ago, what was the situation in IITs? It was, like I said, any number you take for girls would have been in the range of 5 to 10%. So now we are touching 20 to 30% for all of these, I think, which is a good progress, but we still have a long way to go. And we are hoping that we need to create more role models for girls, so that girls will also aspire to become like them and take these exams seriously and come to IITs. I think that's one thing that is now beginning to happen. And on the entrepreneurship side, in IIT Delhi, in our incubators, it is typically about 16 to 17%. The women-led kind of companies are women playing a prominent role in these companies. I think that's also something which is looking better. But I personally feel we still have a long way to go. I mean, at the national level, I was recently looking at some data in higher education. You said that 26.3% gross enrollment ratio. The exact numbers are about 38 million. About 38 million students are in higher educational institutions today, and of which, if you look at the boys versus girls, it's almost 50-50. 1.9 million boys, 1.8 million girls. That is what it is. But I think now, out of these numbers, some of them need to continue their studies and aspire for these higher level positions or higher degrees. And I hope if it happens, I'm hoping that in the near future, I think we can go to that 30 to 50% kind of a bracket, and that is where I would believe things need to be, and hopefully that will happen in the near future. So.
Right, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing, women participation and the increasing numbers, specifically at IIT Delhi. So coming back to you, Ashutosh sir, I'd like to know, if there are women, and there'll be many who are listening to you, and they want to develop original technologies, or they want to adopt technologies. So, one is the traditional way of proceeding through research, conducting PhD programs, or, undergoing a scientist role. But then if there are innovators, there are women entrepreneurs who are going to listen to you during this program, where can they actually, pick up some of these technologies? Because there are some of our amazing R&D institutions which create technology which can be put to public good. So maybe our women can actually use those technologies and create business solutions around it. They can commercialize these technologies. So, sir, where are these places, these networks available which our women can access?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. You see, it is so important to have a very diversified perspective into our technologies and needs of the society. I've never seen a bicycle run on a single wheel except in a circus. So our understanding of technologies and what is actually required by half of the population or even more, it's about having a diversity of perspectives, and that would not happen unless there is a large number of women who are seeking solutions, developing technology solutions, understanding what the problems are and what the unmet needs of the society and a very large section of society are. And this differing perspective is so important. I can't overemphasize it. I know tens, hundreds of examples which would not have been possible if only men, for example, were looking at developing technologies because they may not have a good understanding of it. And this is also true, for example, when only urban people are working on finding solutions. There are a whole lot of rural population which they understand their needs much better. So we need to have a good geographic representation. We need to have a good gender representation in order for the society as a whole to flourish. So having said that, we said, look, we have to create opportunities so that this contribution, which is right now dormant, could take shape. So now, if we were to look at the needs of women entrepreneurs, startup, and so on, the weakness is one of the weakness there is that the networking opportunities because of cultural, societal reasons, a little bit less for women than it is, for example, for men. So networking and mentoring are two very important aspects. It's about knowing where these opportunities are. How do you actually do it? Where do you begin? How do you get the realities of market factored in all of this, and so on? Where are the grants and the funding and support of different kind is available? So, so this is a very complex problem. Now, if you were to start with actually, women entrepreneurs in rural settings, the problem is becomes even more serious, as you can imagine. And so DST actually has been creating what is called the Women Technology Parks. Now, these are not parks which are focusing on high technology or the cutting edge innovations, but they are focusing on creating livelihoods, creating small businesses based on technology which is relevant and which can be scaled up by them. So each of these technology parks or women technology parks, they actually train several thousand women every year. And then they provide small scale loans, etc., or they network, they connect them with the appropriate loan granting agencies and so on. Most important aspect in all of this is to have the right information. Actually, our society is a little bit weak on providing information. And as we know, we live in the age of information. So while there are many opportunities out there, we often do not know who to approach, how to get stuff done. I'll just give you an example of high technology startups. In fact, one of them is called WEE or V Foundation together. It's being supported by IIT Delhi and Department of Science and Technology. It started about 5-6 years ago. This is one of the models in which there is a society or a foundation which is empowering women with information, with some seed support and so on, and getting them onto this entrepreneur journey. So similarly, there are very many of these foundations which are coming up, and all of this requires some leadership and taking interest. And I think we have many women who are actually now gearing up for this role. And I do wish that this multiplies very fast. So like I said, for women, well, one of the things is about networking, about information, is also about being, a little bit aggressive about these things, if you would. We compete in a world which is becoming increasingly aggressive. So it has to do with training, it has to do with the confidence, it has to do with the family support and so on. I would just want to emphasize, it's a point which is not often emphasized enough. So while we talk about policies and interventions and schemes all the time, we're not very comfortable talking about the cultural aspect. It is not technology alone that solves our problems. This is in fact true of anything. Climate change. Now, of course, women may have a little different perspective and approach to the problem of climate change as compared to men. I don't know. I think that they may. But anyhow, so we often shy away because the problem is complex, and we say, culture, what do we do? Can we make a policy about culture? Often people are looking up somewhere else, say, okay, somebody will make rules, laws, stuff like that. That's all very good. But each one of us is responsible for taking matters in our hand on that cultural front, if you would. So even when we talk about Atmanirbharta, for example, now it may have a little bit different meanings for women and men and different sectors, in fact. But you see, Atmanirbharta, the deep cultural foundations of Atmanirbharta are basically in Atmavishwas, self-confidence, is in Atma Samman, is in self-respect and giving respect to others, and therefore having a good balanced society. And it's about Atma Chintan, without Chinta. Atma Chintan meaning, hey, let's do an analysis. Let's do a dispassionate analysis, evidence-based, backed by data, as Professor Ram Gopal Rao was saying, a good analysis of where is the gap. And I think we are doing that. We have begun to do that in a very compelling manner, which earlier was not happening. In fact, when I was doing BTech in one of the IITs, like Professor Rao said, there were like 3% women doing BTech. And then in another 40 years, it came to 7%. Now that rate of growth is not going to work for another 40 years. It is just not, it's not sustainable to have that kind of rate of growth in this thing. So we need interventions which are a little bit disruptive. Professor Rao talked about one of them. He said, increasing the number of seats in the nearby IIT, for example. Very good intervention, which is a good example based on analysis of what the problem is. Oftentimes we're just saying, okay, increase, but it's not like that, right? So a good analysis and finding solutions based on that analysis, a whole lot of that is happening. I'll conclude by giving you one example. That example is then when we looked at the number of projects which are supported by DST and its various arms, then we found that great deal of gender imbalance there. So there are women PIs or women scientists, they constitute about less than about 10% of the grants. Now, of course, we don't expect it to be 50%. Of course, I'm not saying that. We expect it to be in proportion to the percentage of women scientists at any given time. That is fair. So if you have 25% women competing for grants, then the successful grants should be about 25%. Because competence is equally distributed everywhere. Now, if that was not happening, it means that there is perhaps some problem, some issue there. It may be related to networking. It may be, maybe women are not going to as many conferences and workshops and stuff. It may be some biases because oftentimes the committees are, largely constituted of men. So all of that has to change. So we also made a policy saying that every committee which is judging the outcomes of any schemes, they must have fair representation of women. So that intervention, I think, would empower in many different ways, and also have a separate scheme. It's called Power for women investigators, women scientists, and our target was to increase the successful grants to women scientists from about 10% to about 25% in the next couple of years. And again, based on evidence and based on data, that is entirely possible and entirely desirable. And so it's going to happen. I haven't any doubt about it. But please remember, you need different interventions for different sectors. You need different interventions for different stages of career. And starting from the supply line, going into higher education, for example. I said maybe is one more example which to illustrate the fact that if you go to high school, there's one program called Manak of DST. That program basically scouts for innovative ideas from school students, starting from class 6. Innovative ideas which can be uploaded in any of the languages of the country. And then there are about 4-5 lakh schools are in fact reached. So it's a very wide-based program. And each school submits about top 2 innovative ideas. So aggregating to about 1 million or 10 lakh ideas every year. And the top 100,000 ideas from there are each idea given 10,000 rupees so that they can convert idea into a prototype or a model. And this is the first stage or step of innovation and entrepreneurship. which is not taught in formal education. So I was very happy to see, and I want to share it with you, that without any intervention, without any preferential treatment, so to say, about 50% of these Manak Awards, a very large number of them, were in fact won by girls from schools. So now what it basically shows that you see there are two things: the role of training and coaching and stuff, where sometimes women they lose out a little bit. Your parents are not sending long distances in the evenings and so on, are spending that much money in some cases. But that's the training aspect. But if you don't worry about the training aspect, then the intelligence, creativity, and innovativeness is equally distributed, both in girls and boys equally, and they have a level playing field there. This level playing field gets tilted hugely as you progress to the formal aspects of education. So this is where the weakness is, and this is what we need to address. And indeed, it's being addressed. So I'm very positive about the future, that interventions and analysis which are taking place now would bring in desired results, desired directions. If you come back again here after 5 years, we should take a look at the success of schemes which are ongoing,
Right.
as well as the new schemes that would come into play in these years.
Very, very interesting, sir. Very interesting. And, more interesting to know about the women technology parks, which are creating and supporting, grassroots technologies, as well as providing small scale loans. So the word out for you, ladies, if you are in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities, or, semi-rural areas, you may like to spot a women technology park near you and receive the benefits. And sir, excellent intervention to increase grants to women scientists. And I was so very pleased to know about the Manak Awards. I think that's simply amazing. And, that talks about the strength of equality and, gender balance. So thank you so much for sharing that. I would like to thank Dr. Ashutosh Sharma and Professor Ram Gopal Rao for their, valuable time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ashutosh Sharma and Professor Ram Gopal Rao, for throwing light on this topic and sharing your views with us. As Professor Ram Gopal Rao rightly said, there is nothing a woman cannot do. No matter which sector, no matter what industries, women are excelling. So it's time to move forward to the next set of 1000 Women of Asia Award winners. So the first influencer winner we have is Dipali Chandak. Moving on, we have the jury member as winners. The first winner is Mr. Swapnil Fadke, Miss Pranita Desai. The next winner is Mr. Salil Raje.
Hello, I am Salil Raje, CEO ESDM Technology, Nashik. We are an electronic manufacturing services company. We employ a lot of women in our company due to the nature of our work. I have about 30 plus years of experience in setting up companies and hand-holding and guiding entrepreneurs. I am associated with Womennovator since last 3 years. I feel extremely proud in helping struggling women who, with their limited knowledge of the industry, operations and marketing, and transforming them into successful entrepreneurs. As a jury, I am very excited to be a part of this platform, which is committed to help women becoming entrepreneurs and not only earn their living, but also gain respect in the society as entrepreneurs. I am looking forward to these awards, but more importantly, I am looking forward to more and more women utilizing this platform and initiative to become successful entrepreneurs. Thank you.
The next winner is Mr. Lubina Sahapurwala. Next we have Dr. Ashok Agarwal. Next we have Nikita Patel. The next winner is Rajan Londe. And the last jury member winner is VP Thakur. Now we have the Women Faces Award. The first award winner is Manisha Patil.
Hello everyone, myself Manisha Mandar Patil. I represent Sabhyata, a company which deals into health and hygienic products. We deal in organic and biodegradable sanitary pads vending disposal machines, biomedical waste machines, and many more such products which help our environment today. I am being selected as a 1000 Women Faces of Asia. I thank Womennovator, all jury members. My wow moment of Womennovator was that I was very excited that I will be getting trainings and from experts, and came to know many things which transformed myself. Thank you Womennovator team. Thank you Tripti ma'am. Thank you very much.
The next winner is Ashlesha Pimplikar.
Namaste, myself Ashlesha Pimplikar. After experience of 7 to 8 years in banking and insurance industry, I have decided to start my own business. As a Solapur is a textile hub, is a garment hub, there are a lot of opportunity in this sector. So I have started my own school uniform manufacturing unit in the year of 2017 named Sri Garments. I have started with only 5 number of women with this business, and currently I am successfully running this company with the 20 plus women. This is my short term goal, that I have to expand this business near about 150 sewing machine, and I have to give the empowerment to near about 150 plus women, and which will definitely help them to earn money and to support their families. I thank to Swayam Shakti and Womennovator. With help of them, I definitely find the step which is help me to achieve my goal, to complete my dream. Thank you so much.
And the last winner of the set is Sheetal Desai.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम शीतल देसाई है। आज वुमेनोवेटर के मंच पे मुझे अवार्ड देके सम्मानित किया, इसलिए मैं पहले तृप्ति जी और टीम का आभार मानती हूँ। तृप्ति उद्योग यह एक महिलाओं के लिए बनाई गई कंपनी है। आज मेरे पास में चीज, मैगी, अचार, मेथी भाजी, मसाला आदि 19 प्रकार के फ्लेवर खाकरे हैं। डाइट डिलीशियस यह स्लोगन के साथ हमने तृप्ति खाकरा लोगों तक पहुंचाया है। बड़ों से लेके बूढ़े तक हमारा खाकरा पसंद करते हैं। यह प्लेटफॉर्म की वजह से मेरा नाम गली से दिल्ली तक पहुंच गया है। इस प्लेटफॉर्म की वजह से मेरे खाकरे पूरे जग भर में फेमस हो जाए, यही मेरा सपना है। आपने मुझे यह अवार्ड देके सम्मानित किया, फिर से आपका धन्यवाद।
I congratulate you all on behalf of Womennovator and wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you. Now, I would like to request our chairman, Mr. Anil Khaitan, to say a few words.
Namaskar everybody. I must, on behalf of Womennovator, thank our honorable chief guest for spending such a lot of time with all of us. And I'd like to thank all the participants who've taken so much of time off, who've come here with so much of passion, so much of persistence, and so much of anxiety and eagerness, the way they presented their business models. It was really a treat to watch. A lot of creative ideas. Thank all the sponsors, deeply gratitude to them. Gratitude to all the workers behind the scene, all the people who put in hours and hours of hard work. And finally, gratitude to the founder of this whole movement, Mrs. Tripti Somani, who single-handedly for the last 4 years has been working to see today's dream come true and it has come true. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.
Artificial intelligence has been around since 1950s, when the scientists and the mathematicians especially wanted to see if they can make the machines think like humans. With the world around us changing rapidly, everything is being digitalized. From buying groceries to the clothes that we wear to new courses, the skills that we learn, and to making the payment, everything can be done digitally. And there has been a shift, a digital shift in the way we do the business as well. With this ease of conduct, there comes a huge responsibility for keeping our data safe. In today's era, we hear every day normally about the news of breaching and theft of data of big enterprises, government agencies, and even individuals. Cybersecurity is not a controversial topic or practice. It's the need of the hour. And hence, we have a panel discussion lined up for you to discuss this briefly.
And we continue our journey of this conversation for this day with a very interesting discussion today, because today the pressure is different on our young generation. And so it's more about being on the social media and being loved and liked than be physically with the family. So with that comes a very, very important aspect, which is cybersecurity risk and safety. Today we are in conversation on this panel with Saket Kapoor, Managing Director, Green Desk, Kamini Talwar, Director, Risk Global Services, Vikas Avasti, Leader, Regional Sales, Cisco Commerce India Private Limited, Puneet Karkoli, Chief Technology Officer, Universal Sompo General Insurance Company Limited, and our moderator for today is Alok Gupta, CEO of Pyramid Cybersecurity and Forensic, panel curated by my champion Parvinder and Sumit Bhandari. Thank you so much, and I hope you will enjoy and really understand why the pressure is still there, but in different ways. Cybersecurity. Over to you, Alok.
Good evening
Yeah.
to everyone.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Parvinder. Very good afternoon.
Good evening to all my fellow panelists.
Good evening, Mr. Avasti.
Yeah, Mr. Alok Gupta will moderate today's session and he will take forward the meeting.
Yeah, sure.
Am I audible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Very loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I was not able to hear anybody for a moment after the recording thing went away. So I don't know what somebody said.
We just said you can moderate the session and you will go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Parvinder. So, very good evening to everyone. This is a very wonderful opportunity, for given to me to moderate this August, gathering of panelists. And what a wonderful, initiative from Womennovator, to discuss this very important topic of cybersecurity and safety. So I'll just take a few minutes to introduce myself. I am a serial entrepreneur, and for last almost 12 years, I have been involved in a space called cybercrime investigation, digital forensics, and cybersecurity. So this is a very interesting space, and every day is a new day. We have been working very intently with the law enforcement agencies and also the enterprises in securing their information infrastructure. So at one end, we are helping the society via the law enforcement agencies, and the other end, we are helping the economy to stabilize and grow because of these cyber threats and attacks not happening. So we are today a company which is having presence in the US, in India, and in Africa, primarily East Africa, and helping various kinds of banking industry, e-commerce, IT, ITES, and all kinds of organizations. So, I have been, on the forum of various bodies such as CII, Data Security Council of India, and also, I am the principal advisor to cybersecurity for Broadband India Forum. So these are some of the hats which I'm wearing primarily from the, societal and industry perspective. Otherwise, I'm an entrepreneur by heart. And I always encourage and see how women can, get into entrepreneurship, especially in the cybersecurity space. I would now like to have the panelists briefly introduce themselves. So I'll start with the lady, Amini ji. Why don't you begin a brief introduction of yours?
Okay. So I started my journey with Apple in 1984. So I worked with the Apple distributor for 12 years and got the first Macintosh in India, and had a very, very successful and enriching journey. Sold to all the newspapers, sold to all the Bollywood actors, sold to all the Motorola's, KPMG's, Mr. Hussain, painter. Everybody fell in love with the Macintosh. And if we sold one machine, we would make 1.5 lakh profit. So it was a very, very good journey, and set up the whole distribution channel in the country for 12 years. Then I was the co-founder in starting Iris in 1996. And since then, I have been the co-founder and the partner in Iris Global Services.
Wonderful, Kamini. Wonderful. In fact, yeah, go ahead, please.
So I feel that women, there is only 3% women who reach the boardroom. Rest of them get left behind and they get into teaching and accountancy and all that. So only 3% women reach the boardroom, and they can be empowered and trained, and they bring color and sense to the business, energy, I would say.
Thank you, Kamini.
Womennovator is doing the great job for this. Maybe we can show more women's, and in future we can recognize 10,000 and then 10 millions.
Yeah.
Thank you for a wonderful introductions. And I think, your Apple journey reminds me that, you are actually part and parcel of a company which is going to become $1 trillion company soon. So, so I think it's a very interesting journey, and you can be regarded as one of the, pioneer women entrepreneurs in those days, taking up in the IT industry. And I have not seen too many women those days, if you're talking about 35 years back. So I'm sure you are one of the leading lights, of the industry who's, there with us today. So welcome and thank you for your
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I would now like to move to my old friend Saket. Saket, why don't you? I only see your pictures on Facebook on your wedding ceremonies and gala ceremonies and all that. So why don't you just give us a brief, introduction about yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Alok. You see, as far as my introduction is concerned, I think my gray hair would support my saying.
Saket, we are losing you.
Yeah, unable to hear you.
His voice is gone. It's not
I was building desktops under my own brand, Green Vision, and before we lost, to the multinationals, and of course the laptops. The rest is history. Then we went into making our own firewalls. For almost about 6-7 years, we were selling firewall solutions, and I would say for last 1 decade, I am into a techno-legal, kind of a practice in which I arbitrate, disputes which arise out of IT contracts. It could be between various government departments or Government of India versus various IT majors. So, that's keeping me busy these days. That's a brief introduction, which actually covers a lot of areas of IT, and I still, am, I would say, pretty connected to what is happening in technology, because the technology is now taught by, the people who, or the companies who go into dispute. Thank you.
Thank you, Saqib. In fact, a wonderful journey you had, right from a challenging journey of starting a PC company, in those days when, IBM was pioneering, and left India. And of course, now you've caught on to a very interesting space, which is the techno-legal space. And I'm sure with the size of the industry growing and grown to such an extent, I'm sure there are bound to be disputes, there are bound to be issues which will arise, and I'm sure you are at the right spot at this moment of time.
You see, I would like to, add, I would have in last, about a decade, settled disputes of over 2,000 crores. And most of the awards, which I have given, they have been sustained by the high courts. So that goes to my, favor. And I'm empaneled, rather I'm selected and empaneled with the Delhi International Arbitration Center now also.
Wonderful. So thank you, Saqib. We'll come back to you. I would now like to go to, Vikas Avasthi, although I had not known him earlier, but, good to know you in this forum, Vikas, and I would love you to have a small introduction of yours.
Yes, same, yes, sir. I wish I could have connected with you earlier, though we have many connections in common. So a brief introduction, I work with Cisco Systems, and I represent them into a cybersecurity sales domain. I am regional sales leader for the global security sales organization within Cisco Systems, and I manage India and SAARC from a public sector sales point of view. Before that, I've been associated with certain security companies such as WebSense, which is now known as ForcePoint, and Dimension Data, which is NTT now. I started my journey with Motorola way back in 2000 after doing my graduation from University of Lucknow in computer science, and then doing my PGDVM from SMS Varanasi. That's also one of the pioneer institute. So from last decade, you can say I am purely into a cybersecurity domain, working very closely with various government organizations such as defense, various government agencies. I also do a lot of consulting and into working with various law enforcement agencies such as NIA, CBIs, and the NTRO, IBs, etc. So I keep advising them, helping them, which is of course a part of my job, but at times it is completely non-aligned with Cisco's products and services. It's a purely just like a fellow countryman I'm helping them. That's a brief.
Wonderful, Vikas. Thank you for your lovely introduction. And I think we have some common grounds, as well. And I really admire you being in, Cisco, who has been a pioneer in cybersecurity and also, in Internet of Things. So, and of course, networking was their mainstay in those days. So we'll come back to you, Vikas, as well. So, Parvinder, thanks, first of all, for bringing all of us together. This is such an august forum where, we are all discussing a very important topic like cybersecurity and safety. So I'll start with a brief, introduction about what we are going to be, addressing and discussing today. Till some years back, I remember, cybersecurity was a cost center for many organizations. In fact, it was a sub-function within, an IT department or a CIO's office where, they would do some tick marking and checklisting and say, okay, I'm good to go with regards to cybersecurity. But what is happening today and what has shifted today, and I would say one of the biggest transformation is that it is now a boardroom topic where, boards are concerned that, how am I managing risks for my enterprise and my organization and stuff like that. So from a good to have, it has become a must have kind of a, situation today. And that's, I think, is leading to a lot of cybersecurity challenges, trends, and of course, opportunities which are coming all the way. So I would first like to, give a connotation in terms of, we used to have before Christ and after Christ kind of an era. And now I would call a pre-COVID era and a post-COVID era. Because a lot of things have changed in these last 2 years, which is unimaginable. We are learning remotely, we are working remotely, we meeting like this remotely. I mean, I would have loved to have a conference where we are physically shaking hands and meeting people. So this is not a new normal. This is going to be a normal for a long time to go. In fact, most of the organizations have, asked their employees to work from home permanently. Some of them have said, you are encouraged to work, permanently, because we never know what kind of pandemics are going to come and stuff like that. And they're also seeing a lot of cost savings in their own, sense. Coming back to cybersecurity trends, remote working or work from anywhere is the biggest, trend which has happened. Earlier, only few employees were working remotely or while they were traveling and so on and so forth. But now it's flipped, it's reversed. I mean, nobody's traveling today. Everybody's working from anywhere. So I can actually go and sit in a nice, staycation or a vacation home in the hills and continue to work from there as long as I have nice internet and, mobile connectivity. So remote working is a biggest trend, and that brings in itself a lot of, challenges for CISOs and CIOs to protect, their organizations. Of course, we have seen Internet of Things, IoT growing rapidly. We have now sensors everywhere. And with the new drone policy, we are going to see a lot of flying objects coming into our vicinity. And that is going to have a lot of sensors as well. So IoT is going to bring in a lot of cyber threats, which could even be life-threatening. Then ransomware is an old story, but it has come in a new avatar. In fact, we are finding that almost every organization got hit with some kind of a, ransomware attack. We're going to talk more about that as well. Cloud security is a very important subject today because everybody has moved to cloud, primarily from on-premise to a cloud-based, platform. So social engineering attacks, phishing attacks, wishing attacks, all that are growing rapidly. And I think that is something which is, again, an area where we would want panelists to, throw their lights on. There is a bill pending in the parliament, which is for data privacy. And once that law comes into picture, I'm sure there is a lot of, stringent penalties which are going to be laid if organizations are not protecting themselves from cyber attacks or data breaches. And most importantly, now, the SMS-based two-factor authentication, where man-in-the-middle attacks are happening, is going to become a thing of past, and most of the organizations are going to deploy innovative multi-factor authentication techniques, which are going to help them protect themselves. So cybersecurity, is a challenge which is not only occurring every day, but it's going to continue to occur as long as information technology or communication technologies are going to be there. So these are my opening notes. Now, I would like to field certain questions, to the panelists so that they can give us their views. My question to Kaminiji first would be that, women, I see a lesser amount of women than men in cybersecurity today, because today it's cybersecurity is considered to be more like a technology kind of a domain. So, people are picking up engineers who are coming from computer science background and so on and so forth. But I feel, that women are no less. In fact, there is a study which was done by American Psychological Association, which mentioned that the cognitive skills, both on mathematics and science, are, equal with men and women. So it doesn't matter whether, women should only pick up biology and medical sciences and home sciences. They actually, can pick up technology as well with maths and science skills. So what, in your opinion, will trigger and accelerate, adoption of more women coming into this space of cybersecurity? Kaminiji, your views, please.
So I would say that, all businesses are now going to be using AI as a technology. They will all come up with this, and it's going to be around all of us. And but I think women need a training on this, and proactive training and discussion has to happen around this area, because they are not stepping into this area at all right now. At best, they are going into software programming, this, that, the other. But this field has not yet picked up steam as it should have by now. And all happens with, we should have more conferences for women on this field and inculcate an interest in them, which is not there right now. But it is so close that people don't understand that these threats and attacks are so near us. So every now and then we hear this, and so women should, jump into this area.
No, absolutely. In fact,
but the companies should organize trainings and conferences to awaken this field.
No, wonderful. In fact, you've raised a very important point of cyber awareness, cyber training, and I would also add one more thing: cyber hygiene. Like in COVID days, we have to wear a mask, we have to do a social distancing, and wash our hands and everything. Similarly, women at workplace, and also women who are in cybersecurity need to, have cyber hygiene as part of their routine, activity. So you're right that, go ahead, please.
No, right there, we need to strengthen our workplaces, and at least they can start from, if they are groomed in a way that at least they take care of their own environment where they are working.
Right. Thank you, Kamini. So, Vikasji, your views on this, on women in cybersecurity?
If I may add where Mrs. Kamini left, there's a program within Cisco. So I was the first guy in Cisco who hired a girl in cybersecurity sales. I was the first guy. So I was told that I'm the first guy in APJs. Then we started a program within Cisco. That program is called Women in Cyber. Right? So we arrange a conference, and we tell them that what is happening across the geography. When say geography, it is APJs. And we encourage them to come forward. We also get to know their ideas, and it is very good to hear some ideas. Then we broadened the base. We started reaching out to the colleges. We have a program within Cisco, we call it, the initial early career programs. So early career programs, we started reaching out to various educational institutes, engineering colleges, to check how many female candidates are there who can come and talk, what is their views on cybersecurity. So this has already started. This program has just started, and as you know, education is a decade old or more than decade old process. So I believe, I personally feel on this subject that in next 5 to 10 years, we will see more women in cybersecurity space. And when it comes to research and development, we will find more and more women in cybersecurity R&D space. Not only R&D, we talk about SecOps space. We will find more women in this space. And that's where the talent pool is. We do have a talent pool in India. Our IITs, our other engineering colleges, they are full of those girls, talented females. We just need to create a platform, give them a right opportunity, and as Kamini said, inculcate them to come forward, take on these challenges.
Because every organization is going to have a job opportunity for this. Absolutely. Like even today, we would like to have.
Even in our board, in our executive leadership team, 65% are women. Right? Our sales, global sales head, seasoned women. So we do have a proper format. Most of the companies do have when it comes to the cybersecurity. So as a Microsoft.
Absolutely, that's very encouraging. That Cisco already has 65% strength in the board of, for women, and I'm sure you pioneered this concept of workshops or awareness programs for the women. And I'm sure with this gap which we have in the country for more than 500,000 people required who are going to be cyber experts, and more and more women coming into the space is going to be very, very encouraging. Saketji, your 2 bits on women in cybersecurity.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting a lot of disturbance. Actually, there is a lot of disturbance in the background. Okay, yeah. You see, I will take the question in a different light, in the light of women coming into cybersecurity business or selling solutions around cybersecurity. You see, the panelists, honorable panelists, have spoken only around employment. Girls or ladies going into cybersecurity as a job or as a profession. That, I think, that space is already occupied with girls who graduate from various computer science courses. They even undertake MS or post graduation in cybersecurity, and they are well placed in various companies. I would like to confine my thoughts on females or ladies or women selling cybersecurity solutions, where I think there is a void. You may count handful of ladies who are into cybersecurity business. I think that space needs women. So our discussion has to be why women are not entering this space. You find women into software solutions or selling trading into software. I don't want to name the ladies who are there, or selling hardware solutions or into system integration, but I don't have an example of a lady who's into cyberspace. I think that's a virgin territory. That's a virgin territory, and there should be some kind of hand holding done by companies like Cisco or other cybersecurity organizations for making these ladies enter this space.
Sure, Sakir. Yeah, you've raised a very important point that they just need not be practitioners, but they also need to be part of the selling ecosystem or pre-sales ecosystem, which needs to be created around that.
You see, because I'm basically a channel person, so I would like to see more ladies in the channel, selling cybersecurity solutions.
Sure, and I think that will come with a lot of training, which is anyway happening around, and the stigma of whether it's a science subject or a math subject, it is not really. It is from a selling point of view, it's like any other product or commodity which they have to sell.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so you're right. Now I'll come to the next important topic on cybersecurity, which is where there is a myth saying that technologies actually can help protect cyber posture or cyber infrastructure. But in my view, cybersecurity is beyond technology. Of course, technology helps, but what about the processes? What about the people? These are some of the very important aspects in my view, which needs to be taken care. So I call it as a PPT, process, people, and technology. So I would like to have the panelists' view on, what do they feel, about how do we comprehensively secure, in an enterprise or an organization with this three, PP and T. So I'll start with Vikasji first, and Vikasji, if you can throw some light on that, and I'll come to Kaminiji and Saketji again.
Sure, sir. I think couple of in the beginning you raised four very critical technology piece. That's of course a very critical piece when we talk about overall ecosystem to secure any organization. Right? Those are the technology piece, as you said. There is a now remote working culture that will remain there. It's a normal for all of us. Now the ransomware, I was going through some Deloitte report now in India. Normal breach is now costing $120K US. We talked about cloud security, talked about IoT security, but all these technologies, and then comes the human. Right? That's where the people do come. While we are going to rely heavily on machine, ML, and AI techniques, again those are technologies and the piece of technology. Human beings are going to be a critical ingredients of this whole ecosystem, and they will remain so. There are so many breaches which do happen because of the human negligence. If you see World Economic Forum report, that cost us $1 billion last year. Right? Those are all were created by human negligence, or maybe something which is related to the human beings. So people have become absolutely critical to this cyberspace, wherein we need to create awareness the way we are doing in October Cyber Security Awareness Month. Similarly, there has to be basic hygienic training, as you said, cyber hygiene. That training is important for each and every company. Today, every company is an information company. Every company, whether it is an agriculture producer or it is working into a banking and financial sector, every company is an information company. There has to be a cyber hygiene program, that these are the basic cyber initiatives or instructions which has to be followed by the people. Then comes the processes. Why there are so many processes across the globe? Today we talk about so many laws, so many. Saket ji can elaborate it much more better than me. When it comes to the cyber laws, then we have processes, whether we talk about frameworks. So all these are related to all these frameworks. Today we talk more about zero trust networks. We used to call about FIPS, because we used to talk about NIST frameworks. All these frameworks are the processes which has to be very well defined, whether it is ISO process. So it is all about securing your overall environment by following those processes. Those processes can vary from one organization to other, but the basic processes and the basic ecosystem, basic framework remains the same. Right? We follow NCI IPC for our critical information infrastructure. Right? So those frameworks, basic frameworks remain the same, but those are, and if we go by a study, technology plays only 30% of the role, while 70% goes to the people and processes in securing your overall environment. So this process is very critical, important ingredient when we talk about the security, for holistic security approach for any organization.
Thank you, Vikas. I think you raised very important point of processes are there, but as long as human beings either do not follow a process, or they get social engineered to follow a different process, or they do things which are not are erroneously done, then that can actually create a big gap. Kamini ji, what in your opinion will work in such situations?
In success of?
In such situations where people actually deliberately make errors, or somebody makes them happen to make an error. Because I see a lot of social engineering attacks happening where they know most about you from your social media profiling and handling, and then they can actually make you fall into a bait where they will send a phishing or a wishing kind of a message to you, which you click, and then you suddenly open up a Pandora's box for cyber security threats to come into your organization or into your home, depending on whether you're working from home or in a corporate environment. So my question to you is that, how do you think why and how we can prevent such kind of human errors which are occurring every day?
Yeah. So like you said, that Cisco kind of companies dealing in this cyber security, they have to come forward and teach us how to reduce downtime and how to come out of this protect against ransomware. Because every now and then we hear from a customer, you wake up in the morning, the customer calls and says that he's had an attack last night, and then we go and give him solutions from 5 lakh to 20 lakh, and then the guy is in this thing, and he will agree to whatever we say. But yes, there is human errors that are happening every now and then, and that time we realize that we should have put better people around this. But there are no better people. Better people have to be trained. There are no better people. People are all the same in every organization, and how much energy and effort we put behind them is what to create another layer among ourselves. Another layer is a very difficult task. Everybody is wanting, it's a universal problem, I would say. But this line has to be this I would say this area has to be groomed. It's not groomed yet.
Yeah.
We don't even think about it. We don't even think about it. It's the last priority. Only when it happens, then we realize.
Absolutely, because all of us feel that it cannot happen to me.
It cannot happen to us. Yeah.
Right.
Just
and
a 30-second reaction to what Kamini said. Again, coming back to what you said in the PPT, processes. If something has happened, if breach has occurred, do we have a concrete incident response plan in our organization or not?
Yeah.
In India, most of our organizations do not have a concrete incident response plan itself. The breach has occurred, now they are going here and there to look for the technology providers or partners, such as Kamini said. They start looking for here and there. They do not know what needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the processes come into a picture. Most of these organizations, my advice to all of them would be that you should have a well-laid incident response plan. That this is what needs to be done if there is a breach, if there is an attack.
So thank you, Vikas. Saketji, your again 2 cents.
You see, let me tell you, Alok, Kamini ji and Vikas, I think you have fairly pointed out something very, very nice as far as the cybersecurity PPT, which Alok has coined the abbreviation, people, process, and technology. As far as technology is concerned, of course, it's a continuous process of improvement. Technology will improve, better algorithms will come, better programs will come. It will be more secure. Processes also keep improving, and you can always write down your processes. There are various ISOs and all kinds of certifications are there, so that people abide by the processes. Coming down to human resource, people, there is something called to err is human. It's very well known. To err is human. So human being will definitely, have some kind of errors, or he will actually make mistakes to learn. So that is the area which still remains, I would say, amongst the PPT gray. Expecting a similar kind of output from various people is very difficult. In a class of 40, 50 people in any institution, all do not perform the same, because that is what the 23 chromosomes are. They behave differently. Genes are different. So we cannot expect everyone to come to that level. So focus has to be on the people front if you want a robust infrastructure as far as cybersecurity is concerned. And keeping that in mind, your processes have to be developed and your technology has to be adopted. This is what my view is as far as the subject is concerned.
Sure, very well said. In fact, you brought in a new perspective of DNA and genetic sciences over here. And you're right that unless we follow the discipline in usage of information technology products or information technology devices, we are bound to have some issues over there. Because your views from corporate perspective, on this.
I believe what Saketji said about insurance, that is largely true. Right? Whenever I present to my board on cybersecurity things, I generally say that this whole market, and not only India, our neighboring SAARC countries as well, we are a compliance-driven market. Unless we do not have a rules framed in place, we will not follow it. We were not even going for a mask when there was so much of a pandemic in and around us. People are not even ready to wear that mask. So it's a compliance-driven market. Coming back to cyber insurance, in fact, in the morning I was having a call with my US guys. The adoption of cyber insurance, even in the mature markets such as US and Australia, Japan, etc., is still very low. But people have started talking about it. Cyber insurance, many of the companies, even including companies like Cisco, we have started advising people to go for a cyber insurance. There is a proper checklist that is being given, so that you can know how much your data is going to cost, how worthy your data is, By fulfilling all the checklists, they will decide that this is going to be your policy amount. So things are maturing up. All this cyber economy, cybernomics, and cyber insurance is definitely going to be a reality. However, as Saketji mentioned, I believe there is need of rule and need of compliance and certain frameworks so that people should opt for it. Otherwise, people may not opt on Sumoto. No one is going to opt for a cyber insurance.
Sure. So yeah, we don't
Well,
want. Yeah, go ahead, Kamini.
Yeah. So yes, we are vulnerable at this point, but there is a shift happening. Today we sell mobility to companies like Pepsi and all those companies. We sell them insurance along with that. Who would buy insurance for mobility today? Today we personally buy a tab, we want insurance along with it. So that maturity or that shift is somewhere there, and with all technology coming, I think if like Vikas said that we need to advise them on the checklist that have you taken care of, and that IT manager has to be made a hero to think like that.
Sure. Yeah, I think compliance is definitely important, and then like now Supreme Court is getting involved in everything. Then for the executive not doing its duty properly, I'm sure compliance is important. So I think we are running out of time. So I would now want to close this session by having your closing remarks. So I'll start with Kamini on your closing remarks on this panel discussion today.
Well, it's a very a new field which needs focus and attention. And for my own organization, I would take the first step and would also train the women power in the organization on this area and encourage them more.
Thank you. What a wonderful thought. And I think you're one of the pioneering women entrepreneurs who's also always thinking about women, and we need such leaders, more and more such leaders to come up.
Thank
you. Because your thoughts.
It was an absolute pleasure for me to be on this panel. That's the first thing, and I always believe within Cisco, I always believe that there has to be some championship for the diversity. And in the beginning, as you said, that Womennovator, I think there is need for women. This 50% of the population should come forward and contribute to this digital economy by adopting all the cyber security and all these things. We firmly need them. Right? It's not about just it is a wish list. We need them to contribute more and more to this digital economy by adopting all these laws, formulations, providing jobs to the people. That's what my closing comment is, and I wish all the best to this program, this platform, from my side and from Cisco's side.
Thank you, Vikas. Wonderful thoughts. Saketji, your closing remarks.
Yeah, in fact, in between, I got logged out for some connection issues. You see, when Parvinder called me up about a month back, and I couldn't really imagine as to what kind of panel discussion I would be participating. But I'm sure, with Alok there, the panel discussion was just, enlightening. It was great. Last 1 hour has been an investment for me.
True.
Definitely, Alok. I mean, all the and the panelists also, have been Kamini and Vikas have been just excellent as far as their views and the thoughts are concerned. The thoughts have been absolutely unvarnished. So, coming to cybersecurity, I think it's now touching our lives every moment. Today, if I'm connected to Zoom, I am using cybersecurity somewhere. So it's very much part of the human life. As our online life is increasing, we're buying online, we're banking online, we're working online. So cybersecurity is integral part of today's life. So having a discussion on this topic, I think it was pertinent. And I would thank Parvinder for inviting me. Thank you, my Alok and my co-panelists.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks for your closing remarks, Saket. I think, this was a very, very interesting session. We had a very diverse group, of panelists here. And, I really valued their, suggestions and their 2 cents and their, remarks. And all the suggestions were so pertinent and useful, from the audience perspective. So thank you very much for, being part of this very lively interaction today. And I would like to thank the organizers for, organizing, seminar on such an important topic. And I wish that we could continue, deliberating and talking more about this, because cybersecurity is not going to end. So we are going to continue with our series of webinars on this, or seminars on this going forward. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Parminder. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this acquainted conversation. As Mr. Saket Kapoor mentioned, cybersecurity is an integral part of human life. From working to banking to shopping online, it plays an important role in keeping us secure. It is way bigger than IT. With that, let's move forward to the next set of the winners of 1000 Women of Asia Awards. The influencer winners from Chandigarh, we have Sabina Khanna.
I'm Sabina Khanna, the influencer for Chandigarh.
And Prerna Kalra. Moving on to the women faces, we have Akanksha Bansal.
Hi everyone, I am Akanksha Bansal from City Beautiful Chandigarh. I have a parenting website called Budding Star. Also, I have a Facebook community called Parenting Mom Style, connecting 55,000 Indian moms. Well, I also won V-Pitch competition from Chandigarh region, and getting recognized in your city itself is a big achievement. Also, I attended incubation from Womennovator, and it was such an amazing and insightful learning from them. And at that time I was in middle of my business wherein I wanted good connects, and I got through them. Also, for me, my wow moment is when I got to know that I am receiving this award, because that was really unexpected. Thank you so much, Womennovator.
The next winner is Soumya Garg.
Hello everyone, I'm Soumya Garg. I'm a mommy to a 4-year-old and a budding entrepreneur. And my real calling from entrepreneurship came after I got married and my son was born. So there was a huge void in the market for baby products. And I thought to myself, why not, bring that to notice, and new moms who have no idea what to buy, where to buy from. So we came up with a platform called Chubby Cheeks. And we organize exhibitions which are just primarily related to baby products. And our basic focus is to give a chance to mommypreneurs, as we like to call them, and we showcase them, we showcase their products, their talents, and it's a very good opportunity for them to come up twice or thrice in a year and really fulfill their entrepreneurial spirit, as well as take care of the babies back home. And but due to COVID times, we haven't been able to organize much of exhibitions. And we plan to build a website which is very user friendly and easy, and the products are very available. So for that we require some sort of funding. But in any case, our basic focus is on women entrepreneurship and how we can take that forward. And we are in touch with a couple of mom bloggers from Chandigarh, and we do a lot of events which are very informative and exciting. And I really hope we can take this forward. Thank you.
Next we have Harkiran.
Hello friends, I am Harkiran. I am a Chandigarh-based mosaic artist. Mosaic is an artwork composed of many tiny fragments of different shapes and colors to decorate various surfaces like planters, lamps, mirrors, walls, concrete benches, etc. I create mosaics with various objects like glass, pebbles, ceramic tiles, discarded crockery, and many more. I started this art form as a hobby, but now I am practicing it as a profession. I have a team of dedicated girls who help me in creating pieces of art. The biggest difficulty that I have faced during the coronavirus pandemic is that it has prevented me from showcasing my projects. Artists like us thrive on public appreciation and support. Going into the future, I would like to create beautiful artworks in public places which can be enjoyed by the larger public. For this, I take my inspiration from Shri Nekchand, the creator of the beautiful rock garden in Chandigarh. Thank you, friends.
Moving on is Sapna.
Hello everyone, I'm Sapna. I'm an architect from Chandigarh. I'm Chief Architect of Punjab and Vice President of Council of Architecture, India. As Chief Architect of Punjab, my work involves designing of all government buildings like judicial court complexes, schools, colleges, etc. and site visits to various sites. Council of Architecture India is a body constituted by Government of India in the year 1972, and I am the first woman to be the Vice President of Council of Architecture. In Council, we have formed a committee to address various issues of women architects, and I am the convener of that committee. To me, women empowerment is the most essential aspect towards the progress of any country. We all women need to realize our own self-worth and respect and acknowledge our own human rights. I am glad that Womennovator is a platform which aims to aspire, encourage and support women from all walks of life. And I would like to thank the jury and the organizers of Womennovator 1000 Women of Asia Awards for making me part of this award and this journey. Thank you so much.
Kanchan Singh.
Hi, I'm Kanchan Singh, a soft skill trainer, a digital marketing leader, a special educator, and director Hamare Apne Services for elderly care. We always felt that we need to make our elders independent with dignity, and that we need to give back to the society what it has given us. The Hamare Apne Services takes care of old age people who are wanting to get independent, and their children who are worried for them needed someone to take care of them. It is not an old age home. We make sure that we meet end-to-end necessities of all our elders. That is what Hamare Apne is about. Thank you.
Amrit Panwar.
Hello everyone, I'm Amrit Panwar, Principal Architect and founding partner of the firm Architecture Anew from Chandigarh. Firstly, I would like to thank the jury of 1000 Womennovator Women of Asia Awards for having me on this platform to share my artist journey through life. I have completed 18 years with versatile experience of architecture and interior design consultancy and are currently extending our realm in farmhouse and landscape design. Teaching building construction and design to students pursuing architecture has also been an indispensable part of my journey. Throughout my career, both as an entrepreneur and teacher, I have received recognitions and awards at renowned platforms which have encouraged me through life's thick and thin. One such surprising moment was when I saw one of my residential villa designed in Chandigarh featured in the Hindi movie Good News. Recently, I also won the award by Chandigarh Smart City Limited and have received the Thesis Guide Award by A3 Foundation. I would once again thank the team of Womennovator for providing women like myself a platform to come together and celebrate each other's zeal and potential. I believe this platform will provide an opportunity to seamlessly create and promote a strong network that will help us uplift one another in varying fields. She who believes she can will always achieve the best. Thank you.
Now we have jury members from Chandigarh as winners. The first name is Kunal Nandwani, DP Singh.
Greetings to all. At the very outset, let me thank Womennovator team which invited me to be a part of the jury some months ago. I must say it's a wonderful initiative and it requires applause because it brings women entrepreneurs who are innovating to compete within their own fraternity. This gives them more confidence. So I think this is a great initiative and I'm sure it will gather big momentum. I wish the organizers all the best for their global event. I am sure that in times to come, Womennovator, this initiative will be really talked about in the country and globally. I wish them all success once again. All the best to everyone.
JB Singh, KS Bhatia, Sangeeta Bagga.
I am Professor Sangeeta Bagga. I am faculty at the Chandigarh College of Architecture. It has been a pleasure and a great experience to be a jury at the Womennovator, and the enriching experience and engagement with women as entrepreneurs has been a great learning in itself. Women in this platform have explored avenues to progress themselves as well as empower many other women around them. They have taken to life's obstacles and circumstances and have been able to circumvent and move ahead along with the younger and their support system women alongside, and many young entrepreneurs have made a mark in the field. It is very heartening to note that we as a tribe have come a long way from our grandmothers, and we, like little candles, are lighting the way for our tribe to move forward and inspire the younger ones to take the leap forward. I wish all the women entrepreneurs on this great platform a wonderful success. Thank you.
And the last jury member from Chandigarh is Kapil Sethia. The influencer winner from Mumbai is Manisha Jam, Smita Bakhai, Smita Rajan.
Namaskar, my name is Smita Rajan, Chapter Head Powai Zone, Mumbai, Maharashtra. I am a dance and movement therapist, a Bharatanatyam dancer and a mental health practitioner. I thank Womennovator for this lovely platform and also the state influencer of Maharashtra, Neha Ankit Kadakia, for bringing us all together. The aha moment for me with Womennovator Roundtable was to see so many deserving women coming together who have lost their jobs during COVID, coming together and finding opportunities and learning. I again happy to be a part of Womennovator and the virtual Global Summit 2021, and also very honored and humbled to be an award recipient of the 1000 Faces of Asia. Thank you.
Sonia Desai.
Hello everyone, my name is Sonia Desai and I'm an hairstylist by profession. The reason I became an hairstylist was to groom every woman to enhance their inner beauty by fashion, by makeup and by hair. And the major turnover in my career was 3 years ago when I was a part of a transgender community to groom them. This was the biggest challenge, and where I started educating them free of cost, those who really want to get into fashion industry but they are not able to due to the high fee structure of the academy. So then we started a journey of educating women, making them self-independent by teaching them hair and makeup techniques so that they can easily go and have job or they can start their own profession. Currently, we will look out for the same passion for educating people and giving chemical treatments at very affordable rates. So this is what I am and this is what my brand is, Sonia Hair Works. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Primala Hingorani.
Hi everyone, this is Primla Hingorani, your very own Google Auntie 72. Now I am 76 years old. My dream is to see educated, beautiful and fit India. I am here to promote 3 things. Fitness at every age, because Fit India is Hit India. 2. Volunteer for social causes to make India beautiful so our future generation are not tempted to go abroad and settle there. Number 3, my dream projects are: River March is to convert rivers back from nalas and we can see flowing blue water in Mumbai. Zero Slum Mumbai so that all slum dwellers have dignified life. Project Mumbai to recycle plastic and clean beaches so that water bodies are not polluted and species do not get affected. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Nikita Raikwar.
Hi, my name is Nikita Raikwar and I'm the founder of Book Pitara, which is currently shut down. So I'm representing my other business, that is Joyful Content. Joyful Content is India's one and only remote first, 100% remote branding and social media agency with employees in 3 countries. That's India, Philippines and Portugal. It's an honor, a pleasure and a great achievement to be awarded one of the 1,000 Women Faces of Asia by Womennovator. So thank you so much for that. A wow moment for me would be being able to host 3 amazing sessions with the 3rd cohort and the incubatees in the upcoming Women Faces of Asia Award. Awards like these are such a motivational boost for not just me but for others who actually look at such awards and they'd be like, yes, I want to be a part of something like this, or I want to be one of those winners, and they strive towards a path that helps them achieve such awards. So I think that's how this award is going to be represented from my end. And I guess that's all. Thank you so much for asking me to create this video. It is such an honor, and thank you Womennovator for everything that you've done for us.
Anupama Sharma. And the last Women Face Award from Maharashtra is Tasmeen Merchant. Moving on to the jury member as winners, we have Sharmila Shankar, Meena Bhatia, Gurleen Khokar, Shrishti Rao, Neha Gupta. Next, we have Womennovator Talk Speakers as winner. The first speaker winner is Anubha Srivastav Sahai, Deepa Soman, Yogesh Purushottam Gautam, Kashish Chhabaria, Jimmy Jain. And the last Womennovator Talk speaker winner is Neena Mani Malhotra. Moving on to the Influencer Maharashtra winner is Neha Ankit Kadakia.
Hi, this is Neha Ankit Kadakia, State Influencer Maharashtra and founder of Pistaksha Self-Made Diva. My journey as an influencer has been really very fulfilling. The very wow moment of mine is mobilizing the work of more than 200 women who were part of V-Pitch, incubation and also the roundtable conference. Their work initially was not visible, but now making their work part of the ecosystem where their opinions matter. So I'm really thankful to the wonderful Womennovator platform, and we from the financial capital of our country, that is Mumbai, we are super duper excited for 1,000 Faces of Asia from 18th October to 24th October. Now it's a turn for not letting your work a small drop in an ocean, but being entire ocean in a drop through Womennovator. So we are super duper excited. Are you? Thank you.
Moving on to the Women Faces winners of Maharashtra, we have Rupali S. Shekhedkar,
Namaste, I am Rupali Saikhedkar, the founder of Dhruv Foundation, an NGO which is working in association with Indian Army for getting a smile on soldiers' face. We are celebrating 9 festivals in a year with the soldiers for getting a smile on their face. Also, we are into kids empowerment. We are giving military training to kids, commando training to kids, lot of adventure trainings and how to handle critical situations also. Satarka Nagarik course is one of our famous thing which we are being giving in youths. We are also into women empowerment. We are teaching self-defense to women. Since women's safety is very essential, every woman has to safeguard herself. Up till now, we have taught self-defense to 15,000 women, for which I have received more than 30 awards. And by joining this platform of Womennovator and Hastakshar Divas, I would really like to grow up more. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Wrinkle Kamlesh Shah.
Hi, I am Wrinkle Kamlesh Shah. I am a master in tarot reading and a trainer too, and a grandmaster in healing field. My class's name is Spiritual Soul. I want a big platform like this, and do support me, and then I will just twinkling like the star. And further also, I want to do 5D healing from Delhi. First of all, when I had learned all this, so that time problem has came that how will I spread this to all my friends and relatives, and then I had took the support of Facebook and Instagram, and then a superb response had came, and then I had got success in this field. So please give me a one chance, and I will just prove it to you and to myself. Thank you so much.
Leena Bhavasar. Deepa Shah.
Hi, my name is Deepika Shah and I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra. I am a winner of 1000 Faces of Asia. I am an educationist and a Vedic math specialist and have mentored around 400 plus children and 100 plus teachers globally. It's indeed a pleasure to remove maths phobia amongst children, help them increase their speed, accuracy and overall logical thinking, and develop love and liking for maths. My journey with Womennovators is indeed magnificent. Womennovators has given me the recognition and a platform to reach a wide range of audience. My heartfelt gratitude to our state influencer Neha Ankit Kadakia. My best wishes to Womennovators and its entire team. Thank you once again.
Neera Rastogi.
नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर नीरा रस्तोगी, ऑथर ऑफ सतरंगी कविता अतरंगी खेल, पब्लिश्ड ऑन अमेजॉन किंडल। मेरा लक्ष्य ये है कि बच्चे हिंदी में सरल भाषा में कविताओं को सुने, सुनाएं और गाएं। हमारी महिला संस्था श्रीमद् भागवत के श्लोक और पंचतंत्र की कहानियाँ रोचक तरीके से बच्चों को सुनाकर उनको जीने का नया ढंग सिखा रहे हैं। अल्पसंख्यक और दलित वर्गों के बच्चों का IQ लेवल बढ़ाने और प्रतियोगिता में भाग लेने के लिए हम प्रेरित करते हैं। भारत की गौरवशाली परंपरा को भावी पीढ़ी को सौंपने के लिए मैं वुमेनोवेटर की हस्ताक्षर सेल्फ मेड दीवा के साथ आगे बढ़ने के लिए तैयार हूँ। जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भारत।
मीना तिलक राज।
Namaste ji. I am Meena Tilakraj, merchant of Mumbai, Maharashtra. I'm a tourism professional since last 35 years, organizing and conducting niche and personalized tours under the brand name of India with Meena. I'm also a storyteller and a mentor for life skills and soft skills. My gratitudes to Womennovator Global Summit 2021, to all the judges, and to Ms. Neha Kadakia, my influencer, for the Woman of Asia Award conferred upon me, this being my 27th one. This recognition of my efforts, my achievements and contributions will certainly enhance my credibility and notch up my brand value, thereby paving the way for future progress. But it also places upon me a huge responsibility and motivates me to do better and more in future, which I shall certainly do. Thanks again and Namaste ji.
And the last women face from Maharashtra winner is Vaishali Visaria.
Hi, I am Vaishali Visaria, founder of Per Shilling Center in Maharashtra. मैं एक हीलर हूँ। मेरे यहाँ से रेकी, प्राणी, क्रिस्टल, एंजल, टैरोट सभी के सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स सिखाए जाते हैं। लोगों में कैसे पॉजिटिवनेस लाना है या फिर मेडिटेशन कैसे करना है वो यहाँ से सब सिखाया जाता है। लॉकडाउन के दरमियान जैसे सब नेगेटिव एनर्जी फील कर रहे थे या लो एनर्जी फील कर रहे थे, वहाँ पे मैंने 4 घंटे फ्री में वर्कशॉप चालू करवाया। लोगों के अंदर कैसे पॉजिटिव लाना है वो सिखाया और 3000 लोग वहाँ से मेरे साथ कनेक्शन बना के आज दिन तक मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं। ये हीलिंग मैं इंडिया के अंदर और बॉम्बे महाराष्ट्र के अंदर तो हीलिंग फैला ही रही हूँ, लेकिन मेरा एक सपना है कि मुझे ये इंटरनेशनल तक सभी के घर के अंदर फैलानी है। थैंक यू वी पेज, थैंक यू हस्ताक्षर, क्योंकि हस्ताक्षर ने हमेशा वुमेन्स को प्लेटफॉर्म दिया है। थैंक यू।
Moving on to the jury member, we have Rekha Chaudhary.
Welcome to all the lovely women who are here. We have seen all of your videos already, and of course today again we are going to see you, all of you.
Smita Thakre. Krishika Lulla. प्रेरणा गुप्ता, अशोक कड़किया.
Name is Ashok Kadakia. I am the Honorary Consul of Luxembourg, retired. It was a great and unique experience last year to be the part of the jury for Maharashtra Women Workshop. By attending this workshop, I have learned about the woman skill, art and entrepreneurship. I am thankful to the organizer and in general, and particularly Neha Kadakia for selecting me as a jury. I wish all the participants a great experience and best of luck. Thank you.
Manoj Mittal. The influencer winner from Maharashtra series is Sujata Mangene. Nisha Menon.
Namaste. I am Nisha Menon, an educationist, working relentlessly with the underprivileged children, especially the differently able from all walks of life. A simple yet an effective hand-holding that we render in our program using a combination of both STEM technology and spiritual science to empower these kids to become more self-reliant, mentally, physically and spiritually stable individuals of tomorrow. In this quest to make a difference in their lives, I wish to reach out globally, connect with different educational institutions and organizations wherein I can develop my skills further and contribute gravely towards the society through the teaching learning process. With this passion to serve by Womennovator in conjunction with Hastakshar Self-Made Divas, I will widen my horizons. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Ranjana A. Bidkar.
नमस्कार, मैं रंजना अनिल बिडकर। मेरे फर्म का नाम है बिडकर एंड डॉटर क्रिएशन। खुद की पहचान बनाने की जिद में डांस कॉस्ट्यूम और नौवार साड़ी में स्पेशलाइजेशन किया। यहीं पे ना रुकते हुए MIDC में एक छोटा सा प्लॉट लेके मेंस वेयर का प्रोडक्शन शुरू किया, जिसमें शर्ट्स, पैंट्स, वेस्ट कोट, जैकेट ये सभी गारमेंट्स हम बनाते हैं। कोरोना काल में हमारा एक भी वर्कर घर पे वापस नहीं गया। हमारी पूरी 30 लोगों की टीम है, जिसमें 70% महिलाएं हमारे यहाँ काम करती है। हमारे महिलाओं के कुछ पतियों की नौकरी चली गई, तो भी हमारे एक छोटे से कारखाने से उनका घर चला। यही कारखाने से उनका घर चलने से हमको बहुत सुख शांति मिलती है और बहुत आनंद देता है। धन्यवाद।
विशाली शास्त्र।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ वैशाली सत्रा, मुंबई महाराष्ट्र से एंड थाने चैप्टर हेड की एडमिन एंड 1000 एशिया फेस ऑफ के विनर। सो थैंक यू सो मच वुमेनोवेटर बिकॉज ऑफ दिस अवार्ड विनिंग के लिए। एंड आफ्टर विनिंग दिस अवार्ड मुझे काफ़ी पहचान मिली, काफ़ी लोग जानने भी लगे। सो उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच। मैं एक मेकअप आर्टिस्ट हूँ, मैं कोरियोग्राफर हूँ, मैं जुम्बा फिटनेस ट्रेनर हूँ एंड मैं मॉडल भी हूँ, और उससे भी ज्यादा मैं एक हाउसवाइफ हूँ। सो थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन।
संगीता शिरनामे।
Is Dr. Sangeeta Shirname from an NGO called Indic Society for Education and Development. Our projects include environment as well as education projects. Last 12 years, we have worked with various schools, slum schools in Mumbai city, where we have provided them a better learning condition. We have supplied the school supplies to thousands of children so that they can learn and study with dignity. Our environmental project include reducing the single-use plastic bag. For that, we have created awareness programs in schools, colleges, and various residential buildings. To help this project, we have set up the cloth and paper bag unit also. Our recent project is making a better living condition of a tribal community. We are looking at bringing the children from this tribal community to the education system so that they can have a better future. Thank you so much.
Kunjal Gala.
Hello everyone, I'm Kunjal Gala, founder of Kunjal Art Classes. I conduct government certified courses in handwriting improvement, calligraphy and paper quilling. I'm really blessed to be a winner of 1000 Women Asia Awards. I would really like to thank the whole team Womennovator for creating this wonderful platform. Most importantly, I would also like to thank the state influencer Neha Ankit Kadakia for getting me connected to this wonderful platform. I'm looking forward to more learning and more growing process throughout the journey of the award. Thank you so much, Womennovator, for this wonderful pleasure.
Thank you so much, and behalf of Womennovators, I congratulate you all and wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. I'm sure you must have been hearing it for quite some time that Womennovator is the first virtual incubation for women. But what do we really have in this incubation? Let's try and understand this better. Technology has no gender. It is fundamental to every aspect of life, today and tomorrow. Yet, too often, women are being underrepresented and let down by it. To avoid the fourth industrial revolution from perpetuating these gender biases, women must be a part of technology. And tech companies who fail to hire and promote women are losing. Women definitely are a game changer. And to discuss upon this topic, we have a panel discussion lined up for you.
Okay, so we continue our journey of our day one with our awardees, our audience, and our stakeholders and esteemed panelists. We are talking about women changemaker, tech for future. Technology has become the new thing in last few years, and with COVID pandemic, I think this is something we cannot ignore. I think one thing has changed is getting people on a Zoom call has become easy. Everyone has a phone, they know how to be connected from across the world. So a person sitting in any place, you can connect. You don't feel so far, although we still miss that human touch, being together. I'm sure we'll be back with that, and the importance we can definitely know with this pause happening in our life, how important it is to be together. So we have our international lineup, Michelle Ash, CEO and Advisory Board Member, Dassault Sistimis, Senior Executive specializing in strategy, development and implementation. She has made significant contribution to the mining sector with a focus on innovation, strategy, technology and digital transformation. We also have Rhonda Alexander, Chief Executive Officer and co-founder for Flutter. The CEO, it's a dating app. Amazing, Rhonda, a renowned strategic thinker, advisor, board member, and with a proven track record internationally. She is making something really interesting when we talk about, and she is highly experienced in fundraising, business growth, technology and innovation, and a fierce advocate for female leaders, and she's with us today. Rhonda, welcome. We have Suad Tenfish Anshley, CEO Link Innovation. I'm so excited. She has an experience in energy sector in the area of project management, technical consulting and corporate and institutional client relationship management, which is so relevant today. A mentor for startup and a public speaker. Welcome, Saad. And followed by Claire Chen, managing partner, iSource Consulting Group, Taiwan. An entrepreneur, advisor, mentor, associate, commander, and a former model. She is a rock star and we have her here. Thank you so much, Claire, for joining us today. And it's exciting to have diverse country representing this important, relevant topic, woman change maker in technology. And our moderator is Rohit Gandhi, ex-CNN anchor, an Indian journalist and camera person. Welcome, Mr. Rohit, and over to you. Enjoy this amazing lineup, and I'm sure we have so much to learn from each other. Be with me. Thank you.
Welcome to Womennovator Global Summit 2021. Womennovator is honoring women entrepreneurs, professionals, and social activists. That's the idea. During the Global Summit, they'll be honoring 1,000 women across Asia. The Global Summit is a culmination of the great journey, growth, motivation and networking of all these individuals. The idea is to bring them to a platform. They can begin speaking to each other and then taking the voice forward for more women to understand how these journeys were possible. We have a very amazing panel today. Michelle Ash, she's from Geovia at Dassault Systems. She's a person who's led mining. She's a big name in the mining industry. In 2016 list, she was 100 global inspirational women in mining. She got the year award by Mines and Technology in 2019 as the technology innovator. Also joining us is Rhonda. Rhonda, she's a strategic thinker, advisor, board member, networker, connector, business developer. Rhonda is also the non-executive director of the Ethical Social Group and is the CEO of the dating app called Flutter, which is going to launch in autumn. Rhonda, I was taking a look at your app and it seemed like an exciting space on what's happening as well. Also joining us is Claire Chen. She's from Taiwan. Again, she leads the space. Taiwan is in discussion everywhere today because it's become such an important part of, the chips that come out of Taiwan and get into all kinds of machines, cars. In fact, one of my relatives is buying a car. They have a 2-year wait in Canada to get a Lexus because the chip that has to come is so far behind. So Taiwan's, all of a sudden become a very, very important spot. And Claire's gonna, shed light on it. Why don't I start with Michelle. Michelle, mining is not usually associated, and I want to say this, I know I'm at the cost of sounding awful. One of my nieces did mining and somebody came up and said, why did you do mining as an engineer? She's from Canada. And but you made your presence felt, and you've shown that with grit, even an industry full of men, you can actually make a spot for yourself. Tell us a bit about your journey.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I've been in mining 30 years, and you're absolutely right. It is very male dominated. Worldwide, there's about 14% women. It varies a lot on the country. But certainly when I started in mining, even Australia, which has one of the highest percentages of women now, low 20s, and Canada, similar low 20s. There were very, very few women when I first started. But look, it's been an industry that I've loved. I love the people in the industry. It's a fantastic industry because it brings communities, it brings governments out of poverty. I've lived in a lot of these rural communities and seen what families who never expected to be able to have these opportunities have been able to achieve. And I think now it's a very exciting time to be part of mining because there's so much that can be done in terms of the transformation with technology and especially with decarbonisation.
Okay. Thank you, Michelle. What a great idea, to begin discussing this, because I think breaking barriers is the first thing. Women or men, wherever they are, everybody can do anything. There is no role. This is for a man. This is for a woman, and to be able to break that barrier right away, right off the bat, is a very important part of the process. And if people understand that right in the beginning, and people such as yourselves would go out there and live in these difficult places and say, if men can do this, why can't women? There is nothing stopping women. People used to say military service is not for women, but I've seen many women in Afghanistan who'll be out on the front lines. One of the girls I met one week died the next week as well, just fighting the war. Very sad. She was a sergeant in the U.S. She was a U.S. Marine. Sad stories, but they're out there just like everybody else, and women taking the lead is such an important part. Let me bring in Rhonda into the discussion. Rhonda, dating. You're already at the talking topic of every discussion. That's the first person people would go to. Tell us, Rhonda, why did you feel, first of all, in spite of all the dating apps in the world, that Flutter was important? And tell us a bit about your journey as well.
So the journey related to Flutter started with the Ethical Social Group. And as a non-executive director of that really fantastic organization, we have a mission to change social media for the good. And everybody on our team, from of course our group CEO down, is very passionate about not accepting the norm of abuse and racial abuse and sexual abuse and trolling and scamming and fraud that unfortunately seems to be coming all the more out from the internet and from online. And so the first sort of entry point into this arena was working with the World Wide Web Foundation and being part of a letter that we submitted at the UN Global Gender Equality Forum to the leaders of the 4 major technology platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, to get them on board to really understand that we have to create an environment where there's a higher level of safety for women. So that's part of our sort of thought leadership and disruption agenda. And when COVID hit and the world changed in a way like nothing else has changed it almost, we realized that the virtual meetings, look at us all here, the virtual meetings and the virtual reality that we were all living in was our only form of connection to many people, from lockdown to just not being able to travel and so on. And it also raised, unfortunately, the ugly head of fraud and romance scams and that kind of behavior, which was hurting a lot of people that were at their most vulnerable. And Ethical Social Group made a decision to we have a whole portfolio of apps that we're launching. One of them is a social media platform to take our focus and launch our dating app as the first app that's going to be hitting the market next month, because on the heels of all of the virtual world, human connection was all the more important, and making sure that human connection was available. And not to talk too much about Flutter, but the whole point of Flutter is that we have identity verification, biometric level, KYC, anti-money laundering level, banking standard verification that is a prerequisite to joining our community. So you can't join Flutter unless you've had your identity verified. And what that means is that you're accountable.
And that's a very, very good start there, because I've never understood this. Why create platforms where people aren't verified? This information may never be shared with governments or any of the people. But if they're criminal, you would. But why should any platform be created? I understood when we went up to Twitter or we went up to Facebook and said, why isn't every person verified? Why don't we know if they do something criminal that they're accountable for it? I think the idea somebody talked about said to increase, democracy can only happen if there is a free exchange of ideas, sometimes behind a wall. And I said, they should still be responsible for what they're putting out. You can't just, go out and start tarnishing people's images. And especially when you talk about women, kind of creating an environment where you can make women feel more unsafe, because the reality is that women have begun to occupy public space only in the last few decades in the way they have. Even if you looked at the 50s and 60s and you see the journey of 50 years, even in North America or anywhere else in the world, it's a very, very sharp, increase in the ability of women to, occupy public space in an almost equal situation. Still not equal, I must say this, and I think that's one of the reasons we have a Womennovator, kind of grouping or a discussion, because if we would have never had to have this discussion if it was a really an equal world. Let's be honest about that, right? I don't see a manator.
No, but to be fair, though, to the whole Flutter sort of theory and hypothesis of safety online, yes, women are 100% more in the victim category when it comes to all of this kind of behavior, but men are not safe either, and it's very much across the board. And what we've done is create a safe environment so that we can then have fun.
Absolutely.
So we can help people be authentic and have authentic connections. But safety is, safety might not be sexy, but we really think that it's important and fundamental. And, ideally, we would want to see everybody having to be verified, because then you're accountable.
Yeah, safety is possibly the sexiest.
If you say so, Rohit.
Well, welcome, Claire, to the platform. It's lovely to have you here. Honestly, Taiwan, always, I used to live in China, I used to live in Beijing, and one of the focuses of China always was on Taiwan. And Taiwan certainly has taken on such a solid role. Tell us a bit about your journey out of Taiwan to, take the whole, your connection with the Silicon market and how you've been able to do what you've been able to do out of there.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Claire Chen. First of all, I would like to thank you for Summit to inviting me to join this Womennovator Global Summit 2021. Join Women in Tech. Probably need to, as you can hear my echo, just 1 second.
Yeah, I can hear your echo too for some reason. If you want, Claire, you can disconnect your headphones and just speak because everybody else has muted their microphone. I don't think anybody else's microphone is open, so you can just speak on your own.
Just a second.
Actually, Claire is on 2 mics.
Sorry, it's that better now?
Yes, Claire, it's good because you're logged into 2 machines as a backup. I know.
Okay.
People from Taiwan are very careful. They always have these 2 backup of a backup in place. Go for it.
Okay, I would like to introduce myself first. I was born in Taiwan, and teenager time I grew up in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. That's where I educated, go to school. From 14, my first life, 14 to 23-year-old, I was professional runway A-list model in New York, San Francisco, LA, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Taipei. Then when I finished study, I joined the entertainment media company to do all the fundraising and sponsorship, international company. Then the European Netherlands company, Flagging Show Corporation, invited me to be one associate. I've been working in it about 10 years while I established my own business consulting company, which is today I have been running nearly 15 years. We are a few partners. So we are a boutique financial advisory and investment consultancy firms. And we providing a financial service to worldwide. So nearly 25 years now in Taiwan, but I often travel to Asia, which is Shanghai, Beijing, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, and Malaysia. So back and forth. And because due to COVID last year, 2020, February, I came here to Taiwan for the Chinese New Year. Ever since we know the pandemic, we didn't know COVID was a serious, impact for this virus. And I was intending to stay here for about 2 weeks and take off flight back to San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and go to my business trip to Europe for another 2 months. Everything's canceled, so I've stayed put and safe, and I have been locked down here for 18 months or more, which I don't travel. So this is the story. And what we do is we are the financial service provider. What we do is we manage a private placement, pre-IPO share, all the top one in the US, such as SpaceX, such as Carbon 3D pre-IPO. Carbon 3D is planning for pre-IPO sometime 2022 or 2023. Early this year, we have a trailer, which is it's American version of TikTok, which is banned by India and banned by US. They are going to IPO. So we taking care, manage a pre-IPO at later stage. On the other hand, we manage a lot of investment projects and worldwide. We also help the startup build around the technology, raising the fund as well. So we are focusing only impact investing, meaningful impact investing, and we be in the category of healthcare and agriculture, aging reversal, longevity, biotech, and we like to empower women. So if there are any if there are any founder and CEO female, we love empower women, and you should get in touch with us. We will do our power to show you what's the best active investor in Silicon Valley, New York, and Europe.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you for giving us a little background and introduction as well about what you do. Explain to me, do you think that women are capable, or actually I should word it differently, women have been able to penetrate the space around financial advising, and they've been able to make a mark in the investment world? Coming
Absolutely.
back to the because there was a time, and I know walk into a stock exchange in Chicago or wherever in the world, and there weren't very many women there. There'd be guys out of the gym who would be screaming their head off to buy stocks, and the world has changed, obviously. Explain to us how women can continue making a difference and continue to be in the forefront of where it is today.
I believe that most of women, they do a lot of good housework. When men in the past go out making an income to support a family, and women has to be very specifically to manage all the housework, where the expense goes, and very detail oriented. That's why today we encourage more women in the C-suite, executive C-suite. And I believe women can do better when they are in detail with the numbers, and they can see not just only number, over observation detailedly for overall in the many angle to see if the investment go or not.
One of the things
analyzing different things. Yes.
One of the things I have seen, and I'm glad when you talk about you promote other women as well who want to make a lot of the things I've constantly seen in my management career and for the last 25-30 years is that women don't seem to be each other's best friends. And a lot of the jobs I've done, and I know you may all feel differently. Michelle, why don't I start with you there? Give me a sense of what is the role that women can play in making sure they support other women to come out and come forward and do the jobs. Do you think, first of all, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you think, I've made a statement which is completely, crazy, but I have observed, women will try and strike other women out a lot at work. I'm not so sure it happens as much with men. First of all, correct me if I'm wrong. Two, you tell me the role that women can play in making sure that it's a great space for other women.
Yeah, so look, from my perspective, and I'll speak very much from heavy industries, so mining, construction, etc. It's harder for me to speak for other industries, but I think you're not wrong, but also there's not a lot. There's truth and there's no truth in that. I mean, I think certainly women historically could have been much more supportive of other women. Absolutely, we all can. But I think, there are some great organisations that are available now for young people or for women that wanting to break into, different careers or different industries. And there's fantastic support network. I think there's more yet to be done. To Rhonda's point, I would love people to feel safe, and this is everybody, expressing who they are. So not just, our femininity, our masculinity, but, other aspects, because it is those things that will create creativity, will create innovation, will, strengthen industries. But, that's unfortunately not always the case. And so I think, we all have to work harder at that. And especially when you're in remote environments like you often are in mining, you might be underground, you could be on night shift. They're especially the environments where we need to make everybody feel safe when they're at work and to be doing and to be involved. I think in terms of what's the role that women can play, I mean, I just look at my own background. I happen to have a natural mother, a birth mother, as well as a foster parent and also an adoptive parent, for all sorts of different reasons, which we won't go into at the moment. But my three mothers were all very strong women in their own right. One was a businesswoman, one was a farmer, the other was an Indigenous sort of elder. And I think as women, as mothers, we can set those examples and make our daughters feel that they can do anything. But that also relies then on obviously fathers also having that or making those same sort of statements. I think certainly in mining, there's some great things that women can do to mentor other women. The general support of men in those industries is also fundamentally important, again, to create a safe environment for everybody. But I think that the other thing, again, I come from STEM. The other thing that can be done to, attract and encourage more young women to come into, engineering, mathematics, science-based, applications or industries, is really to give young girls the confidence that this is something that they can do. And, at the moment I'm in I also sort of part of a software company. Dassault Systems is a software company. And, one of the other shocking statistics is there is around about 3% of women, of developers are women, 97% are men. And that's really just trying to attract more young girls into computer science, into mathematics. So, I know there's a great group, because I was on the board for a while when I was living in Canada called Hacker Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really focused on trying to get girls between the ages of 8 and 12, the confidence that they can be coders, that they can, have a viable place in that sort of industry. And I think all of those things that we can encourage, and there is actually not enough young women and men, frankly, going into STEM, but especially girls going into STEM, and just giving them the confidence that maths is for them. Sort of what Claire said, which is, women can they balance budgets all the time. They're great with maths. They can do it in their head. Just take that next step to be confident.
No, absolutely. And you made a very good point, is that sometimes in technology we don't see the women. And so I work very closely with Uber. I've built a lot of their content, and they were looking to hire a lot more technologists. And obviously they want to focus on getting women into the workforce. So we decided we'll do a whole series of videos around women in tech. And a very important part of it, so we met a woman from South India who started out in a village, but today was doing artificial intelligence for Uber.
Yeah.
Then there was another one who'd gone to Stanford and come back and was leading an Uber's technology platform. The head of the whole Uber technology platform was a woman as well, heading about 3,000 engineers. So really, women can make that journey. It's only in our head that we think women can do this and they can do that. And I think support from other women who are already have made it, such as yourselves or Rhonda, Claire, that support really counts, and it matters. And I think women who've made it obviously must realize that here is a great opportunity to help many others to come up and get out of the shackles of for many who are stuck out there. Why don't we go ahead towards, let's go towards a closing statement from each of you. Michelle, why don't you start at it? How will this journey of women in tech become more omnipresent and more forceful, and how will that journey be taken forward?
Yeah, so look, I think similar to what Rhonda and Claire have said, I think now is the time. That not only with the access that we have had over the last couple of years to all sorts of different parts of the world through virtual means, but also just some of the dynamics that are happening in a lot of countries, in a lot of industries, a lot of organizations around empowering women, empowering people to express themselves authentically, no matter what their identified gender might be, no matter what their background might be. So I think now is the time, absolutely. And so I think it's behest on us as leaders in the industry to encourage that diversity and to encourage that expression of self, and to encourage young people to come into our industries and create environments where they can be safe, they can express themselves, they can add their full self to the industry, and that often will require mentoring and coaching and all of those sorts of development. But I think that's certainly for us as leaders, absolutely to do. And then I think for women themselves or for young girls, set yourself free. Use that dynamic and that wave that is already been started, and break free of what you may feel are the boundaries that have been created for you, and test those boundaries. But do so in a safe environment, because I absolutely accept that in some countries and even within some families that may be a very challenging thing to do. So reach out to organizations like some of the ones that Rhonda has named, etc., because they're people there to help.
And just for women to be able to take that space. So I was working closely with a group of companies, and the leadership of that company came up to me and said, "We do not give women these positions, even if they're family," right? Yeah. Literally. And so I was asked to lead a platform because they weren't willing to give a woman of their own family that position. And I was surprised. I was shocked that they would basically write women off in the form they did. I went to another meeting. Out of the 10 CEOs, there was only one woman. All other 9 were men, and because she fit in so well that they were accepting her to be there. It was almost like, "Oh my God, we're accepting you." And I was like, well, first of all, they're too little here. And secondly, what accepting? She's made her space in spite of all, the pushback for women to exist, and so, yeah, Rhonda, why don't you give your closing, kind of thought on how will more women come into tech?
Well, firstly, I just want to support what Michelle and Claire were saying, because they really covered anything that I would put into my closing statement. But I will say that I'll reiterate that now more than ever, because of the times, because of the technologies that are out there, because of the level of communication that we have around the world globally, because of COVID and the effects of the virtual world that's become so much more the norm, women do have an opportunity like never before. So my advice, I guess, especially in the tech sector, and it's we set up the Chemistry Club in 1999. It is a very different world right now, and we've made some amazing strides. And what I would encourage women to do is to really tap into the networks that are there, that are being developed to support them. Spend the time, devote the time to being part of those communities and help each other. And if you give, you will get back. It's a sure thing, and have a voice. So especially within the tech sector, now is a time when it doesn't matter where you are or who you are, if it's what you're doing. And some of the organizations that we mentioned are specifically for younger women who are trying to get into those STEM categories, but there are so many women that are already in ancillary parts of the tech sector, which is, it's not just a narrow field anymore. Tech encompasses everything. There's no such thing as a startup that isn't a tech startup, because you have to use technology to grow. So I think that women and all sort of non-majority players in the diversity arena have an opportunity, and they should turn to each other and really support each other.
So what, Rhonda, this point you're making very clearly is reach out to other women already in that sector. Look out, because they are likely to give you that support, because they understand what it's taken to get there.
So there's reaching out to them, but also, it's not even reaching out to them and saying, hey, can I suggest something radical? It's just Googling wherever you are in the world. Yeah. And there are so many networks, female networks, that are in play. Some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, some of them cost money, some of them don't. But this is a time when women have such a big voice of support for each other, and it's incumbent upon each woman who's looking for that support to go out and look for it. It's not going to be thrown at you. You have to initiate some of that interaction. And if you do want to do that, I think that now more than ever, there's a whole long list of places where you can at least try to get that kind of support that you're looking for.
And absolutely, just going out and asking for that information interview, really saying, tell me about it, kind of thing, being ready. You don't have to know everything when you start out, but asking for that information and asking, absolutely, and asking for that information interview to be able to just get in to understand what's happening around. And when you're young, even more importantly, Claire, tell us a bit about what do you think is the journey, and are you seeing a lot more women come into the technology workforce?
Actually, I like to cover what's in tech for women. And we know about today, the technology tech is actually built by the computer science. So now I would like to talk about a little bit history that also relates to the woman. So back in the computer began in the 1940s, which is women led a major computer development in programming and software development. So, and after World War II, I believe there's women working at the military, U.S. military top secret project, and hire hundreds of the women to do the ENIAC. The ENIAC means electronical, numerical, interrogator, and computer, and work those computer science behind the scene. So the men specialize in hardware. And throughout the 1960s to 70s, women often do computer science and pursuing a major computer science degree during the 1970 to 1980, and increased 37%, grew in 37% in 1984, nearly twice what it is today. And since during the 90s, Silicon Valley having this gold rush of all the computer science majors switch to the men and women back to home, just like a advertising or a movie or show women that can do nursing or a computer science major, just a secretary for them, house clearing, everything. And men start, developing the computer science and doing the tech and teaching the kids how to do the, computer game. So that's today. So I believe now it's slowly time change back to the tech. So the technology today is actually developed by the computer science, right? So now we want to encourage more women. It's time for now. So we can contribute and encourage more women and join the technology and in many different fields. And don't be shy. Just go there, even join a hackathon or learn coding or be a startup company or be an entrepreneur. And I believe there's a lot of sources out there, just like Rhonda mentioned, they are free, they are not free, they have small association and top associations. So just raise your hands, seeking a resource out there, find a positive people, be an awesome human and be positive. You'll get there.
Absolutely.
That's my advice for the next young generations.
Absolutely. Time to, grab the opportunity. Pandemic has given an opportunity to actually, reset a lot of the systems that weren't going that amazingly well, and so I think it's an opportunity and all of them should grab this. Let me take this opportunity to thank Sumit for organizing this and Tripti, who's kind of envisaged this whole idea. I remember I met her a few years ago, but I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago when she was just starting out on this project. And I think it's a great place for women in leadership positions, women in technology, women who are just making a difference to come together. Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Michelle. What great insights. And keep the flag flying high. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Sean.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Well said. It's the time for ladies to grab the opportunities presented to them. You are the game changer in technology. Whether you're working professional or an entrepreneur, tech always has opportunities to offer to you. And do not shy away from reaching out to people who are already in this industry. All right, well, moving on to the last set of winners for the day of 1000 Women of Asia Awards. The next jury member awardees we have is Rajan Sudesh Ratna, Pankaj Mittal, Sucheta Dhere, Anil Pandey, Smita Srivastav, Sukhpreet Kehlon, Rajiv Kacholia, Aarti Pandey, Hussain Nelwala, Shweta Saxena, Uma Khapre, Manasi Bidkar, Prajakta Joshi, and last, Reshma Hajiti. Moving on to the community leader as winners, we have Sonali Tandon, Amisha Tandon, Deepa Tandon, Reema Talwar, Tarasha Kaur, Dr. Geetu Kukreja,
Hi, I'm Dr. Geetu Kukreja, a gynecologist and medical director of Kukreja Hospital and Heart Center. The fact that I'm getting this award for assisting women in carving a niche for themselves is an opulent feather in my cap, and I'm humbled by it. This takes me down memory lane as my 50-bedded hospital, then starting an IVF center, evolved into a 200-bedded multi-speciality hospital. Through Womennovator, I had the opportunity to come in contact with so many enthusiastic women who I aspire to guide in achieving their professional and personal goals. Womennovator is a revolutionary platform that helps build long-lasting relationships so that we women can move forward confidently, self-sufficient in life. The organization does an amazing job in ensuring a collection of young, new ideas and the wisdom of those who've had more professional experience. I was pleasantly surprised to meet such enterprising and promising young minds who have inspired me as well.
Dr. Hina Kukreja, Mona Kochar, Prince Kumar, Reema Kohli.
Hello everyone, I'm Reema Kohli. I'm a motivational speaker, a soft skills trainer, an NLP coach and a relationship counselor for the past 15 years, conducting sessions in schools, colleges, hospitals and corporate houses. Before this, I had an institute of my own by the name of Prime Educations, which was dealing in foreign languages and personality development of various age groups, dealing in problems due to various situations and circumstances. This is as far as my professional front is concerned. As far as my passion is concerned, I'm an active member of Delhi Langar Seva, Roti Bank, trustee of Tera Tera Langar Seva. Also, I've been teaching street fighting to MCD school girls and girls from slum area. I have been an active participant in Rotary Club Delhi Uptown. I was their editor for their bulletin also for quite some time. And Womennovator, I am one of the influencers, and like different colors come together and form a beautiful rainbow in the sky, Womennovator also brings together women from various professions to come together to hold hands and to empower themselves and also the women around them. So it made me understand the women in my area better through the roundtable discussions that we had and sessions that we had. So that way it has really helped me to understand my fellow sisters. Thank you.
Rajni N. Aneja.
Hey everyone, this is Rajni Aneja. I'm a fashion designer, a certified life coach, and upcoming author. I'm also a startuppreneur for my organic wear fashion brand called Rosary, where we offer contemporary yet timeless collection. Do watch it there. While empowering other women, I'm also being empowered here. As they say, your network is your net worth. Through Womennovator, I have received such beautiful friends, partners. I want to thank Tripti Somani for creating this platform where I keep creating my Waha moment by each day. But one very special Waha moment was when I decided to join Womennovator as a community leader, where I feel Womennovator has a wind beneath my wing.
Dipali Soni, Gitanjali Meheranditta.
Namaskar, this is Gitanjali, founder of The Divine Alchemy, a space for meditational pursuits and spiritual recreation. Very early in my life, I realized the benefits of meditation, and as I grew older, it became my passion to share it with the rest of the world. And in 2012, I introduced Dawn, the first ray of light, which was meditation and value education for younger children, NGOs and schools. And slowly this grew up into a bigger family, The Divine Alchemy by Gitanjali, and where we could create a space for meditational sessions and therapies for everyone. I look forward to introducing organic products for a holistic kind of lifestyle, anything to do with meditation and Mother Nature. My journey with Womennovator had been beautiful. They had given me a lot of exposure and confidence and a larger platform to introduce my meditation sessions. And thank you very much, Womennovator, for introducing me to 1000 Women of Asia Awards. Thank you.
Dorothy Wolf Brown, Smita Rajan, Sarika Matode.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarika Matode. I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra. I am a secretary of Powai Zone. I am a reseller. I am a teacher also. I am teaching in Bunyad organization since 2008. I am working in Udan India Foundation too. Thank you, Womennovator platform to give us to improve ourselves. And my state influencer is Neha Ankit Kadakia ma'am. Thank you once again.
Bhageshri Bhovi.
Namaste. My name is Bhageshri Bhovi. I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra, and I am advisor of Powai Zone, and I am teacher in Bunyad NGO. And thank you so much, Neha ma'am.
Rashmi P. Mahajan.
Hello everyone. I am Rashmi P. Mahajan, founder of Mastermind Classes, secretary for Andheri Zoo. We guide students to excel in competitive exam. I am an author of this book, useful for me. We also conduct Vedic Maths teachers training under Women Empowerment Program. I would like to connect with various schools all over India and introduce Vedic Maths and Speed Maths in their institutions with the help of Womennovator. I would like to extend my gratitude to Neha, founder of Hastakshar Self-Made Divas, along with Womennovator for this wonderful platform. I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Komal Kamalesh Dhedia, Disha Mehra.
Hi, this is Disha Mehra here. I am an education consultant by profession and a tea blogger by passion. Tea blogger, that is Coco and Mini. This platform is so great, it has helped so many people to come out there and share their product or service where they thought there was no market for them. They thought, how will I ever sell my product or service? For me, it's a big achievement because I've helped those kind of people who did not know that, there is such kind of platform. They thought it's only social media and there are only big corporates where they can go and sell their products. I want to help others grow in their life. I want to guide them on the right path. And because of my blog, Tea and Coffee blog, Coco and Mini, I want to teach them about tea, coffee, wellness, how to get there in a healthy lifestyle. Growing and letting others grow is my passion. So this platform is a perfect place to be at, and achieving these awards is really an achievement for me.
Mrs. Bhavika Hingaurani.
Hello everyone, I'm Mrs. Bhavika Hingaurani from Mumbai, Maharashtra. I'm the secretary of North Zone. I value and respect this magnificent platform of Womennovator to give me an opportunity to excel myself. I'm an educator by profession. I impart teaching to students in school, as well as I am an handwriting specializer. I am gratified with this glorious platform of Womennovator and our state influencer, Mrs. Neha Ankit Kadakia, to lead us to this wonderful platform. Thank you.
Moving on to the nominated awardees, we have Divya Kaviriyappa.
Hello everyone, I'm Divya Kaviriyappa and I am an aviation trainer, and at present I'm running my own institute called as Verb Institute of Aviation, which is incorporated in the year 2017, and we have trained more than 400-500 students under the Verb Institute of Aviation. But training has always been my passion, and by qualification I am an engineer in medical electronics, but by profession I have taken up aviation. And I am there in the field of aviation from the past 17 years. I was a cabin crew with Air India for almost 5 years, and after that, post the cabin crew job, I took up training with Franklin Aviation and also a few other aviation institutes in Bangalore. And then I set up my own institute. So at present, you can say that I have trained more than 1,500 students and placed around 300-400 students in the airport. So it is a great achievement that I'm really proud of for placing so many students in the airport, and I get to meet them whenever I go to the airport. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Dr. Nirupama Dangi.
Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Nirupama Dange. I am IAS officer of Maharashtra cadre. I have been working in various areas and various posts since the last 14 years. I have held many positions like Chief Executive Officer, Managing Director, Additional Commissioner, District Magistrate and Collector, Additional Resident Commissioner, etc. I have worked in various departments and posts and many fields like Development Administration, Rural Administration, in Planning Department, Mining Department, Industry Department, etc. I have worked for the downtrodden. I have worked for the development of the rural people as a Managing Director of Maharashtra State Mining Corporation. I worked for the transparency in distribution of coal as a district collector and district magistrate. I worked in administration of a district, giving people incentives, distribution of various subsidies, development of rural areas, etc. In the planning department, we made various reports regarding the gaps which are there, why a particular area is not developed. As a Chief Executive Officer of a Zila Parishad, I work for the rural development of people, especially women and child, in the field of agriculture, for self-help groups, and in various capacities for the upliftment of the downtrodden. Thank you.
Nandita Bhatt.
Namaskar, I'm Nandita Bhatt, Airport Director, Udaipur. I'm a General Manager Architect working with Airports Authority for the last 25 years. And in this present role, working across to ensure that you all safely travel to connect with your family and friends. It's been a lovely experience to be here, sitting out and watching people during these challenging times, wanting to make their way through the airport and reach their loved ones. Me and my team, we all ensure together that we are making this place as sanitized and as clean as possible and safe for your travels. This is one bit that we are doing today, working as a team at Udaipur Airport, leading my team to ensure that Udaipur becomes one of the best airports, which it has and won the award. And we're wishing you all a very happy and safe journey, and we want you all to follow all the pandemic rules and travel across with us. Welcome to the City of Lakes through the airport, Udaipur.
Shalini Shocker.
Hello everyone, I'm Shalini P. Savkar. I'm an award-winning author, columnist and TED Circle speaker. I write inspirational romantic comedies and crime thriller novels. My books are called The Murder of Jay Shekhar, When I Find You, and Confessions of an IT Employee. They're all available on Amazon. Confessions of an IT Employee deals with overcoming depression, battling societal norms, and chasing your dreams at lightning speed. I also conduct free writing workshops for aspiring writers because it is my mission to help youngsters to embrace their creativity. You can get in touch with me for signed copies of Confessions of an IT Employee, for writing workshops, for screenwriting projects, or if you'd like to invite me as a speaker. Get in touch with me on Facebook or Instagram on my page Shalini P. Savkar, or email me at pinkySawkar pinkysavkar@gmail.com. Thank you.
Anita Mohan.
Hi, I am Anita Mohan, Professor of Physics at IIT BHU. I am in great love with Indian classical music. I am lucky enough that I am in BHU, where we have the world's best department for Indian classical music in the Department of Performing Arts, where I learnt Indian classical music. So this is a brief introduction about myself. I think I like almost everything. I love life. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Anupam Goyal.
Namaskaram, I am Anupam Goyal, a performing artist, dance choreographer and a fitness freak. I am founder and director of Nritraj Academy, established in 2017. I am postgraduate in Indian classical dance from Bharatanatyam under guidance of my guru, Dr. Saroja Vaidyanathanji. It feels good sharing with you that I have performed in front of Srimati Pratibha Devi Patil ji, Srimati Mridula Sinha ji, Shri Ashok Gajpati Raju ji, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji. I have performed in President House, Youth Festival, World Dance Day, World Culture Festival, Goa, NAN, International Ramayan Festival, India Style Fest, etc. I give stress relief fitness sessions in corporates and online dance classes in India and abroad. I utilize my skills to share knowledge in dance and provide new and creative movements which enhance the professional skills and contributes to child success. When you dance, you enjoy luxury of being you. It's an expression that body never lies. It's a poetry to the feet and a shortcut to happiness. Thank you.
Ankita Raj.
Hi friends, my name is Ankita. I did my PhD in Women Empowerment through Employment. Then I established Green Heart products that gives a work from home opportunity to rural women, predominantly by the art of crochet because that's their hobby. और मुझे लगा हिंदी में ज़्यादा literature नहीं है parenting topic पे, so I started writing on that along with my husband. And I have published 9 books as of now in both English and Hindi languages. I also have more than 50 publications, 50, and I presented research papers in the University of Oxford and Cambridge. I started blogging with UN Women Asia Pacific and then moved on to Times of India, Jagran and other Hindi newspapers. So I felt people are tech savvy, so I created Purple Studio to make mini documentaries on climate change, self-defense, Kaushal Vikas and tuberculosis to spread awareness. And I'm a BTech and MBA by qualification.
Ankita Roy.
Hello everyone, and especially to your lovely ladies. I'm Ankita and I would like to be introduced as a passionpreneur. A passionpreneur because passion is something that drives me through all my work. Whether it was my initial days as an aviation expert or my soft skills training days or as a therapist and a spiritualist, and now my newest venture is that of a restaurateur. So it has been a wonderful journey and completely passion driven. Because I come from a service background, and coming from a service background, I was told that business is something which is not for you. And just to prove that wrong, I turned out to be a businesswoman. I turned my passion into my profession and decided to leave a high-paying job, a service background, to be a passionpreneur. And I would love to see you all following your passion and making your dreams come true. I wish you all the best and hope to see you all soon.
Aarti Agarwal.
Hello, this is Aarti Agarwal from Science Production Singapore.
I'm a filmmaker, film director, I am a cinematographer, scriptwriter, film editor, photographer, videographer, influencer, and I'm also advertisers and marketing as well. I am basically, you can call it a all package in one. I'm also known as I'm a founder of Shines Productions. I'm an instructor in Singapore as a art of filmmaking. I'm also also running the theater and acting school. So basically, I'm also giving the free classes to the low-income family here in Singapore. Well, the influence thing that what I did for the society, I feel is like those who already has a platform in the film industry or to fulfill their passion, like singing, dancing, or whatever. They already have the platform, so why shouldn't now? So started picking up those housewife professionals who are very busy into this, fulfilling their duties and earning their bread. They have actually crushed their dream. So I interfered into this and cut that point of that, and then I bring them up. I train them up whenever they're free, weekends after the office work. They get trained and they started working as a film, and I release those films and they get awarded as well. So I have 47 awards, and I've made about 62 plus videos, short film, web series, movies. A movie has we already have so many award recognition, newspapers and all over about a movie. Well, my desire is to create many artists as possible. It don't have to be some actors family or somewhere. It can be anybody who has a talent and who wish to get some support. So I'm more famous in Singapore making a woman empowerment movie. So I'm looking forward for this award that I'm signing up, and I hope I can be good supportive. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Ritu Law Chauhan.
Start. Namaskar, I am Ritu Law Chauhan, and I am the founding partner of the Linking Tree, which is the first women training consultancy in India that focuses on outdoor, adventure-based and experiential learning programs for various organizations. I am a commerce graduate, a master NLP practitioner, a life and leadership coach from ICF, which is International Coaching Federation. I am also a 5OB practitioner, a certified trainer and a qualified mountaineer. Some of the organizations that Linking Tree has worked with are NTPC, Power Grid, Indian Oil Corporation, Gas Authority of India Limited, Oil India and many more. We have covered over 25,000 participants, out of which more than 10,000 have been women. Our team is highly driven and passionate and is a team of 10 women facilitators who have helped conduct these programs. Thank you.
Dr. Archana Tandon.
Hello, this is Dr. Archana Tandon, and I recite a poem to reveal who I am. Born to parents with a broadened outlook, my aim became to empower the women folk by countering the conservative societal values that made them to choke. I became a gynecologist to fulfill a dream of mine, to care for the women from womb to tomb, a job to myself I did assign. My efforts in this direction made me suggest for documentation of each and every fetus in pregnancy. As the doctors continue to do ultrasound fearlessly, the suggestion was discussed and widely circulated for the panel discussion on it by the PMO office. I was duly appreciated. After fulfilling a job as a professional and as a homemaker to the conflicts of my creative mind, I now must cater. Penning prose and poetry in my blogs brings me the desired solace. My motivational compositions help me attain the desired grace. Photography is a hobby which helps me unleash the artistic tastes that lay buried underneath. Umarte Jazbaat and Lessons of Life are the two books written by me as ebooks on Amazon and Pothi.com. They are available for thee. Prose and poetry I pen in my blog. My YouTube channel acts as my activity catalog. At this stage of mine, I want to continue being me, reading, analyzing, and understanding life to get the key of how to make best use of this birth and continue contributing to the world something of worth. Thank you. That is me, Dr. Archana Tandon.
Banani Nanda.
जो दिल भरा नहीं है कंपैशन से, रहती जिसमें एम्पैथी नहीं, वह हृदय नहीं है, पत्थर है जिसमें मानवता का प्यार नहीं. With this, I would like to introduce myself as Banani Nanda, serving as Manager HR at Airports Authority of India, posted at Kolkata Airport. Here in HR, we do believe that for organizational success, the fulcrum is its human resources. So apart from the activities from recruitment till retirement, we also look after enhancing the morale and motivation of our employees by taking care of their mental as well as their physical well-being, especially in this COVID-19 pandemic period, which has been very devastating for many of our employees and their families. I am the single point of contact as well as the nodal vaccination officer here at Kolkata, who is responsible for vaccinating the employees, the stakeholders as well as the CISF officials. I am a mother, but still I am a HR manager who take pride to participate in this Women Innovator Awards.
Anubha Pundir.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anubha. Apart from my ventures of Virtual Global Private Limited into skill development and Sudesi Hatkargha into handlooms, I am a mother of 5-year-old kid, and my passion is to drive long way, my classical dance, Bharatnatyam, and yoga. And the best part is to be with the family. Take care. Bye.
Ankita Mittal. Namaste and hi. My name is Ankita Mittal. I'm 27 years old. I am originally from Meerut but have been in Bombay for more than 10 years now. I am an aspiring actor. I have been working as an actor for more than 7 years now. I've done multiple shows in theatre. I've done some web shows. I've done some digital ads. I've done some small spoof videos for different YouTube platforms, and I've done a lot of short films. I have been in Bombay all these years struggling and figuring out the yeses and nos and what's and hows of becoming an actor. And it is a little exhausting, but to me personally, there is nothing that gives me more pleasure than being on the set, working for days or for hours, and then coming back home with that relief of doing my job. And I'm grateful, and I always look forward to getting so many more projects like that. Thank you. Monica Gupta.
Hello everybody, my name is Monica Gupta. I'm a research scientist with 15 plus years of experience in the area of biological sciences. During the course of my career, I had opportunity to work with distinguished scientists across India and around the world. I had pleasure of publishing research articles with them. My passion for biology got me interested in training research students as well as in educating them. I strongly believe that research and development, education are the key builders of the nation, and I'll contribute in this area to best of my capabilities. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Dr. Manju Gupta.
Hi, I'm Dr. Manju Gupta, working in the field of education, imparting quality trainings on value-added courses like artificial intelligence, robotic process automation, AWS, data science, and business analytics. These all are innovative content and which is the need of the industry. I am the mentor for innovation and skill development at Mission Mentors of ABJ Foundations. I have received Power Women Award by Lead India Foundation for creating World Book of Records achievement in 2019. Received Certificate of Honor from Karnataka Book of Records by Deputy CM of Karnataka in 2020. Received CIA Award for doing excellence in the field of education in 2020. Felicitated by Ministry of Education, UP Government, CCS University for Best Teacher Award in 2021. There are more records awards in my credit of repute, have done 2 patents on innovation in data security. Book on e-commerce has already been published. More than 20 research papers are published in national and international journal of repute. I have spoken on various international platforms about IT innovation and business transformation. Teaching is my passion, and I dedicate my life to teach to the young community who are striving for getting skills and skill development. Thank you.
Dr. Gunjan Goyal Pilani.
Hello friends, I'm Dr. Gunjan Goyal. I'm a medical doctor serving my community since past 20 years. I not only give medical care to the people I serve, but I also try to impart them education about the various health principles. So as I got closer to the community I serve, I came to know that people are using certain locally grown plants to cure some of their ailments. As a doctor, I already know that most of the medicines we use are obtained from plants. So this inspired me to dig more into the subject, and I started researching in my own way. Currently, I'm working on collecting information from the different local communities across the globe about those different herbs they have been using since ages culturally to cure their diseases and ailments. This information can then be used in a systematic way into clinical trials, and maybe it can broaden our treatment regimen. I look forward to hear from all my viewers. Thank you.
Tanushri Roy.
Namaskar, I'm Tanushri Roy. 19 years of value-driven education, 17 years of cultural engagement, and a decade of training in team sports. Today, perseverance and fellowship are inseparable parts of my being. From a student of science to one of liberal arts, law, and then as a Commonwealth Scholar for Public Policy, my journey has been one of personal evolution. Empirical and pedagogical dialogue with social realities across India's interiors has made me determined to contribute to the development discourse of the nation. One of the major initiatives started by me is the establishment of the Shrinkhala Center for Arts and Development, which focuses on reviving Indian art forms and spearheading research, advocacy, training, and professional development in the cultural sector. Our aim, thus, is to leverage the potential of the Indian arts in order to support the growth of cultural industries and thus contribute to the overall prosperity of the nation. Thank you very much.
Samina Sheikh.
An endeavor to revive, refresh book reading among children, Aisha Publication presents A Dream Book. A revolution in reading and learning in a fun, interactive way. A unique book using all 3 learning styles and enhances all intellects. The beautiful and colorful water world comes alive in the book. There are hidden flaps. You have to find them, and when you open them, you find the word meanings of difficult words. Look at that! Jumping dolphins! And you can make them jump on your fingertips in the book. Attacking sharks, watch out! Drop downs with fun facts and beautiful handmade paintings. The Adventures of Donna the Dolphin, The Challenge.
The book has found a proud entry in the India Book of Records 2018 edition. I have done many book reading sessions for children to inculcate the joy of reading. The journey was challenging and difficult. No printer or publisher was ready to publish my book because it's a difficult book involving paper engineering to make the dolphins jump and sharks move, for the flaps and the drop downs. But as they say, you're never given a dream without also being given the power to make it come true. Happy reading.
Neha Lal.
Hello everyone, I'm Neha Lal, CEO and MD of Brand Navy Creations. I'm postgraduate from Delhi University. I was crowned Mrs. Indian Legacy in year 2019. What makes you different is your strength. And that was the motto that inspired me, and I decided to launch my own women apparel line a few years back. Navy Creation truly believes that fashion is epitome of gracefulness and style that defines modern Indian women who conquers not only home but hearts as well with her beauty and multi-skilled personality. We are focusing on reflecting real women with our countless designs and colors. I believe fashion is more and beyond mere measurements. Furthermore, my association with NGOs and my independent initiative helped me to drive my efforts from many years towards women health and hygiene. Neri Creation helps giving platform to women and develop the right skills to move towards financial independence. Thank you so much.
Aarti Vishal Mittal, Arya Sanya.
Hi, this is Arima Sanyal, Airport Director, Varanasi International Airport, India. I began my journey in aviation in the year 1989 when I joined as young Women Air Traffic Control Officer, the first woman air traffic controller of India to obtain Area Control Center rating. At that time, there were no women air traffic control officers before me who had done this in India. Continued to become the first woman Indian air traffic services in charge in 1997 at Jaipur Airport, where I also headed the security department, the commercial department later on. I moved on and headed many departments. Became the first woman general manager level airport director in Airports Authority of India in the year 2017, where I contributed and our airport got many international awards and national awards. My journey in aviation was and is very exciting, and I am passionate in writing, and I have published books also. And recently I've written a book in Hindi by the name of Jugalbandi, which is about aviation stories. Thank you.
Moving on to the incubity, we have Gargi Gaur.
Hi, my name is Gargi Gaur and I'm the founder of Gargi Gaur Label, which is a sustainable and eco-friendly clothing brand. Through my brand, I wanted to bring sustainable fashion to India and want everybody to understand what it means to be a part of fast fashion and how we need to convert it into slow fashion. Womennovator has been of a great help because before the sessions started, I was not sure on how I could take my brand to international markets and what government schemes are provided to Indian women entrepreneurs for the same. I must thank the team of Womennovator for conducting such beautiful sessions which gave an in-depth study about the market, SWOT analysis, import-export, government schemes and whatnot. It has been of great help. Also, one of the major positive things about the entire sessions was they were not one-sided sessions. So it was not just like the speakers were speaking or the experts were telling us. It was a proper conversational sessions, like any kind of doubts you have or anything that you need to know. The experts were there to help us, to guide us for each and everything. So we felt like a part of a good learning process, and we had all our doubts cleared and we are still in touch with them. So yeah, thank you so much Womennovator for such beautiful series of sessions.
Neeta Vedya, Arifa Raz, Sazia Usman, Sanjana Pandey, Gurpreet Kaur Sonel, Anju Goyal, Babaljeet Kaur. Thank you so much, and behalf of Womennovators, I congratulate you all and wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. What an exciting evening this has been, from the winners from different fields and different walk of life. But being the first to cross the first line in only one phase of life makes you a winner. and it's what you do after crossing the line that makes you a winner. And I, on behalf of the entire Womennovator fraternity, would like to wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Now, I would like to invite Parminder ma'am to come here and say a few words and conclude the event.
Hello friends, I am Parminder Kaur, Director of Advocacy Network. It's an honor to offer a vote of thanks on the occasion of Womennovator Global Summit 2021. On behalf of Womennovator community, I express my gratitude to all the speakers who have shared graceful words in this today's meeting. I am thankful to all the participants for attending the Womennovator Global Summit 2021. Once again, thanks to all.